this week's Country Bounty for a link with format information and to submit your design. This contest sponsored in part by Sage Community Arts and Sheridan Media.
Here's a look at the forecast from the SheridanMedia.com Weather Center. Mainly clear tonight with a low of 32. Southerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. A mix of clouds and sun tomorrow, high of 70. Cloudy skies expected tomorrow night, 38. Chance for showers Sunday, slight chance for mixed precipitation changing to all rain on Monday. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 68 degrees.
Do you love your car too much? Here are some more signs that you might love your car too much. You apologize to it when it has to stay outside at night. You peep out of the curtains at night to make sure it's safe. It's okay. You love your car. Advanced Auto Body understands. When the unfortunate happens and your vehicle gets damaged, Advanced Auto Body will be there, ready to get your car back to its pre-crash condition. When your car needs some loving, see Advanced Auto Body in Sheridan.
From the newsroom, I'm Ron Richter with your Sheridan Media News. Sheridan Memorial Hospital is exploring the possibility of joining forces with a regional healthcare system. Sheridan Media's Kevin Coyle has the details.
At this past Wednesday's Board of Directors meeting, it was announced that the hospital has started to explore a strategic partnership with the Billings Clinic. According to a media release from the hospital, CEO Mike McCafferty says he has spent time over the last year sharing information about the evolving dynamics of the healthcare industry and challenges faced by rural healthcare systems. Despite the challenges, Sheridan Memorial Hospital has consistently invested to meet the needs of the Sheridan community and surrounding region. As a result, community members have access to a wide array of services, including cancer care, cardiology, rheumatology, obstetrics, addiction medicine, and behavioral health. McCafferty adds, advancing a partnership will provide both entities with a vast array of opportunities to work together to improve clinical collaboration and tap into the collective resources and innovations that can deliver high-quality care in Sheridan and the connected geography. While the timeline and terms of an affiliation have not been finalized, McCafferty noted hospital leadership has begun meeting with representatives from Billings Clinic to work through conceptual plans. It is important to note Sheridan Memorial Hospital is not pursuing these discussions as part of a merger or an acquisition, but as an affiliation with the Billings Clinic. Sheridan Memorial Hospital will host community forums to share information regarding the affiliation process next week. One forum is scheduled for Monday, October 27th from 5 until 6 p.m. at the primary care facility located at 61 South Gould Street in Sheridan. Other forums are scheduled for Tuesday, October 28th from 5 until 6 p.m. at the Tongue River Valley Community Center in Dayton, and on Wednesday, October 29th from 5:30 until 6:30 p.m. at the Bighorn Women's Club. I'm Kevin Coyle for Sheridan Media News.
The Sheridan County Chamber of Commerce was recently alerted to an unauthorized GoFundMe page for its 501c3 nonprofit foundation. It was found that the foundation is one of 1.4 million nonprofit organizations from across the country that recently had a fundraising account created for it on GoFundMe without the nonprofit's knowledge or permission. This GoFundMe page is not affiliated with the chamber or its foundation, and they are currently making efforts to remove it. According to Craig Bauman, president of Common Ground Consulting, ABC7 San Francisco reported that GoFundMe quietly created $1.4 million donation placeholder pages for 501c3 nonprofits using public IRS data and PayPal giving fund information without asking permission. More details on this story can be found online at SheridanMedia.com. The engineering services contract has been awarded for a project at the Clean Burn Recreation Area. Sheridan Media's Aaron Palmer has more.
Sheridan County's commissioners considered awarding the contract for professional services for the Tongue River Channel Stabilization Project within the Clean Burn Recreation Area after the recommendation by County Engineer Ken Muller.
As you know, we solicited proposals from engineering firms.
Your station for live Sheridan County sports is 1410 KWYO Sheridan.
This is Bailey Reddy with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And a very good evening. Welcome to the final Friday of the regular season for the Sheridan Bronx football team. I'm Shane Parker with your First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show, where tonight your Bronx will try to complete their fourth consecutive undefeated regular season. Tonight, the Bronx are back at home to take on the Laramie Plainsmen, who come in with a record of 3-5. Laramie is an improved team from a year ago, and they know they are in the playoffs, but they will try to improve their seeding with an upset win over the Bronx. The Bronx are also looking forward to setting a state record this week for consecutive home wins. They currently have won 31 consecutive home games, which is tied for the current record. With a win tonight, the Bronx would set the new record at 32 consecutive home wins. The Bronx are also in the playoffs. They are the number one seed. They will await to see who they will play next week in the first round of the playoffs. As for the Bronx, they passed another test a week ago as they beat the previously undefeated Campbell County Camels 28-10 over in Gillette. The 8-0 Bronx started out slowly as the Camels jumped out to an early 10-0 lead, but the Bronx settled down before halftime and went into the half down just 10-7. The Bronx executed a flawless second half en route to their 51st consecutive win by beating the Camels. In tonight's matchup, Sheridan will try to slow down the passing attack of the Plainsmen as Laramie comes into the final week of the regular season with the third best passing attack in Class 4A. Quarterback Dax Parvin averages over 150 yards a game through the year, and Sheridan ranks ninth in pass defense out of 10 4A teams. They give up 145 yards a game through the air, so they will have to be on their toes and get pressure on the quarterback to slow them down. The Bronx will try to dominate the run game as running back Keegan Rager has been on a tear the last couple of weeks. Laramie has struggled to shut down opponents' running attack, and they are ranked near the bottom of Class 4A, giving up 147 yards a game on the ground. The Bronx will also try to stay healthy with the playoffs starting next week. Coming up here on the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show, we will take a look at this week's YO Prep coaches and media poll. Kevin Coyle will have this week's history report, and we will run down all of tonight's playoff implications. With the slate of games going on tonight, we will hear from head coach Jeff Mowry as he will break down tonight's matchup for us as well. All more coming your way on the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show right here on 1410 KWIO 106.9 FM and streaming live at SheridanMedia.com.
As summer comes to an end, green grass will become rare right at weaning time and when your livestock needs that little extra boost heading into the cold months ahead. Now's the time to visit Farmers Co-op. Pick up some grower feed for your calves or Smart Lick feed supplements for the whole herd. And if you're running a little short on feed, Farmers Co-op also has hay and hay cubes for sale. Take care of your livestock this fall with help from Farmers Co-op, 1450 Coffeen Avenue in Sheridan.
Planning a project that requires block, brick, or stone? You need to contact the folks at Thompson Master Masons. They have the largest selection of brick and stone in town and 39 years of experience behind their work. Chances are, if it can be done, they've done it. Let Thompson's help you choose the best application for your specific project, residential or commercial. Give Thompson Master Masons a call at 672-7971 or stop by their showroom at 135 East 11th Street.
Chapman, Valdez, and Lansing, with offices in Sheridan and Casper, are ready to protect the freedoms and rights of the citizens of Wyoming. The Sheridan office of Nicole Lansing and Nicole Soto provide competent local legal services focused on businesses, real estate transactions, estate planning, employee protections, trust litigation, and personal injury. Michael and Nicole will aggressively, timely, and ethically protect your rights and are proud to support all local youth activities.
This year, First Northern Bank of Wyoming is celebrating an incredible milestone, 140 years of serving our Wyoming communities. For generations, we've been here through every season of life, helping families, ranchers, and businesses thrive. From local lending to personalized service, we're proud to be your community bank and trusted partner. Whether you're starting your first loan or account, growing your business, or buying your dream home, we're here for you. First Northern Bank of Wyoming, proudly serving Wyoming communities for 140 years. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 402576.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show as the Bronx get ready to take on the Plainsmen here at Homer Scott Field. Here is a look at this week's YO Prep coaches and media poll for the final week of the regular season. In Class 1A 6-man, Little Snake River continues to be the undisputed number one seed as they had 14 first-place votes, followed by Encampment and Burlington. Hewlett is number 4, and Casper Christian rounds out the top 5. In Class 1A 9-man, Pine Bluffs, they received 13 of the 15 first-place votes. Grable is second, followed by Big Piney, Rocky Mountain, and Lingle Fort Laramie. In Class 2A, Bighorn continues to lead the way. They got 12 of the 15 first-place votes. Mountain View is in second place with 3 first-place votes, followed by Thermopolis. Newcastle moves back into the top 5 at number 4, and Lovell falls to number 5. In Class 3A, Star Valley, the unanimous number 1 seed with 20 first-place votes, followed by Cody, Riverton, Lander, and Jackson. And in Class 4A, your 8-0 Bronx lead the way with 16 first-place votes. Cheyenne East did get 1 first-place vote. Campbell County is 3rd, Cheyenne Central 4th, and Natrona County follows in the 5-hole. When we return, we will hear from Kevin Coyle. He will run down tonight's Sheridan County football history report. Later on, we will hear from head coach Jeff Mowry as we continue right here on the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
When the Sheridan Bronx take the field, they bring strength, precision, and pride. At Simply Stone, they bring that same energy into every project, specializing in countertops. Their team fabricates and installs the finest quartz, marble, granite, and porcelain surfaces, turning your home into something truly exceptional. Just like the Bronx, they believe in hard work, dedication, and a rock-solid foundation. Stop by their showroom at 2745 Heartland Drive or visit simplystonebio.com. Simply Stone, simply the best.
There's just something magical about Christmas at Mystic Tree Farm. Starting November 21st, the greenhouse comes alive with the scent of fresh evergreens, Nordman, Douglas, and noble firs, each waiting for that perfect home. We're open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, and Sunday, 11 to 5. Closed Monday, Tuesday, and Thanksgiving. Come wander among the trees and sip a hot drink, nibble on a fresh cookie, and take home a beautiful 18 or 24-inch wreath. And during Sheridan's Christmas stroll, we'll be open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. with chili cookies and holiday charm. Bring the family and make a memory at Mystic Tree Farm, 114 Decker Road, just past North Main Interchange. Find us on Facebook.
Is Wyoming Corporate Office your one-stop shop for everything you need for your Wyoming-based business, LLC, or corporation formulation? Yes. Service of process and mail forwarding services? Indeed. Fulfill the legal requirements for small businesses based in Wyoming? Absolutely. Wyoming Corporate Office provides the communication between your business and the state, so you don't have to. Learn more by visiting WyomingCorporateOffice.com today.
Hi, this is Jill Bates with the Bates team at Best. Kids are back in school. The temperatures are starting to cool. So now is the time to take a deep breath before your next big thing starts. But just because classrooms are opened up, the summer is behind us, doesn't mean that the real estate market has cooled off. The fall season is one of the best times to sell and market your property with things a little calmer and often cozier weather throughout the day. And for buyers, now is the time to jump on that perfect home for you. So you're all set for the winter season ahead. Let us help find the best fit for you. Give us a call at 675-BEST and visit besttoby.net today.
Range is giving thanks to local businesses that make living here the best. This year, we thank the Sheridan County YMCA, the Hub on Smith, Teriyaki Madness, Java Moon, and the Sheridan Seed Company for all they do. Range is donating to organizations chosen by these businesses to help spread joy and thanks this season. Live your West life. That's the motivation for everything we do at Range. Learn more at range.net/gives-thanks.
In a world full of pipe, they existed for over 100 years, getting to the source of humanity's plumbing problems. Now, in a toilet somewhere in the city, a terrible evil has been released. One man, one mission, one chance, and this time, it's for real. For showtimes and plumbing, call A+ Plumbers and Appliance Repair, 672-9454.
For Sheridan Media Sports, I'm Kevin Coyle with your Sheridan County High School football history report for Week 8 of 2025. Information courtesy Wyoming-football.com. For Laramie at Sheridan, this game kicks off Friday at 6 p.m. Sheridan won the first meeting between the two teams in 1911, while Laramie got its first win in 1941. Sheridan leads the overall series 46-43, including the postseason, and has won 22 straight, outscoring Laramie 942 to 161 in the process, and has won 23 of the last 24. Laramie's last win was in 2005 at Sheridan. As far as games at Sheridan go, Sheridan leads the series 26-17 and has won the last 11 times that the teams have played at Sheridan. Sheridan's longest winning streak versus Laramie is the current 22-game streak that started in 2006, while Laramie's longest winning streak versus Sheridan is 10 from 1968 to 1979. Sheridan has shut out Laramie 11 times, the last time in last year's regular season, while Laramie has shut out Sheridan 9 times, the last in 1986. Sheridan's largest margin of victory versus Laramie is 57 in 2021, 57 zip, while Laramie's largest margin of victory versus Sheridan is 59 in 1964, 59 zip. The most points that Sheridan has scored in a game versus Laramie is 57, set back in 2021, 57 zip, while the most points that Laramie has scored in a game versus Sheridan is 59 in 1964, 59 zip. The two teams that have had a game versus each other go to overtime. For Upton Sundance at Bighorn, this game kicks off Friday at 6 p.m. Bighorn won the first game between the two teams in 2017, while Upton Sundance won their first game in 2020. Since the U.S. merger in 2012, BH leads the series 6-2, including the postseason, and has won the last 3. Before the merger, Upton led the series versus Bighorn 19-9, having last played in the 2004 state championship game, while Sundance led the series versus BH 22-19, having last played in 2008. As far as games at Bighorn go, BH leads the series 2-1. Bighorn's longest winning streak versus Upton Sundance is 3 from 2017 to 2019, and the current pregame streak that started in 2022. While US's longest winning streak versus BH is 2 from 2020 to 2021. Bighorn has shut out Upton Sundance once in 2019, while US has shut out BH once in 2020. Bighorn's largest margin of victory versus Upton Sundance is 41 in 2018, 55-14, while US's largest margin of victory versus BH is 35 in 2020, 35 zip. The most points that Bighorn has scored in a game versus Upton Sundance is 55 in 2018, 55-14, while the most points that US has scored in a game versus BH is 40 in 2021, 40-14. The two teams have never had a game versus each other go to overtime. For Tongue River at Glen Rock, this game kicks off Friday at 6 p.m. Tongue River won the first meeting between the two teams in 1965, while Glen Rock got their first win in 2005. TR leads the series between the two teams 8-5 and has won the last 5. Glen Rock's last win was in 2013. As far as games at Glen Rock go, the series is tied at 3. Tongue River's longest winning streak versus Glen Rock is the current 5-game streak that started in 2020, while Glen Rock's longest winning streak versus TR is 4 from 2009 to 2013, no games played in 2011. Tongue River has shut out Glen Rock 5 times, the last in 2022, 43 zip, while Glen Rock has never shut out TR. Tongue River's largest margin of victory versus Glen Rock is 52 in 2023, 59-7, while Glen Rock's largest margin of victory versus TR is 30 in 2013, 51-13. The most points that Glen Rock has scored in a game versus Glen Rock is 59 in 2023, 59-7, while the most points that Glen Rock has scored in a game versus TR is 51 in 2013, 51-13. The two teams have never had a game versus each other go to overtime. With your Sheridan County High School Football History Report, I'm Kevin Coyle for Sheridan Media Sports.
Now is the ideal time to improve your sleep with a new mattress from Moss Holders. Every beauty rest and every Sheridan mattress is on sale now. Moss Holders carries 19 mattresses for you to choose from. Whether you prefer super soft, extremely firm, or somewhere in between, Moss Holders has a mattress for you. Once you've selected the most comfortable mattress, you can customize your comfort and receive even more savings with pillows, sheets, and adjustable bases that can help with a deeper, longer, more relaxing sleep. That's Moss Holders mattress sale going on now. Moss Holders, furniture is our passion.
Have you been in to see Sheridan YO sports cards yet? It's the spot to get your hands on incredible sports cards and memorabilia. Sheridan's premier spot for buying cards. Major sports cards, including fighting, wrestling, Pokemon, and even racing. These guys have hobby boxes for the serious collectors and packs for those getting started. Graded slabs from PSA, SGC, and if you have a big card to grade, talk to the guys to have your card submitted to PSA. Family friendly and located inside Sheridan Stationery Books and Gifts, 535 North Main, open 7 days a week.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
A big thanks to Kevin Coyle for giving us the history report on tonight's county matchup. The Bronx and Camels have now taken the field for tonight's game, and it's time for us to take a look at games going on around the 4A and across Wyoming tonight and what we have to look forward to going into next week's playoffs. In Class 4A, Laramie at number 1 Sheridan. Sheridan is the number 1 seed. Laramie could be the 6th seed with a victory or the 7th seed with a loss in next week's 4A playoffs. Number 3, Campbell County will play at number 2 Cheyenne East. The winner will be the 2 seed. The loser will be the 3 seed in the playoffs. Number 5, Natrona County will play at number 4 Cheyenne Central. The winner will be the 4 seed. The loser will be the 5 seed. These two teams will play again next week, depending on whoever wins tonight will host in the playoffs next week. Thunder Basin will play at Cheyenne South. South has been eliminated from the playoffs. Thunder Basin will be the 6th seed if they get the win over Cheyenne South. And the final spot in the playoffs will either go to Kelly Walsh or Rock Springs. They play tonight. The winner will be the 8th seed. The loser will be eliminated from the playoffs. In the 1-3A game in Johnson County, number 4 Lander will play at Buffalo. Buffalo will be in the playoffs most likely. And if they were to win that game, they would definitely be in. And if Lander beats Buffalo, then Torrington would have to beat Douglas for Buffalo to not make the playoffs. But if Buffalo does make it in, they will have to travel to Star Valley to open the playoffs next week. In the 2A games, number 1 Bighorn will be at home against Upton Sundance. Bighorn is the number 1 seed in the 2A East. Tongue River will play their final game of the season at Glen Rock tonight as they have been eliminated from the playoffs. That is a look at all the 4A games as well as the county games for tonight. Coming up here on the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show, we will hear from head coach Jeff Mowry on what he thinks about tonight's matchups and how the Bronx put together one of the best halves of football they've played all year in the second half last week. We will have that interview with Coach Mowry coming up right here on the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show, 1410 KWIO and 106.9 FM.
Wherever you are, you'll find a branch of Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union. And here's why. If you have a Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union account and a smartphone or other mobile device, visit SheridanCreditUnion.com. Download the free app, and your smart device becomes an internet mobile banking device with all kinds of banking features. So, regardless of your location, Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union is in the palm of your hand. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Don't put your running shoes away yet. The Sheridan Rec District's annual Halloween 5K and 1 mile kids run is Saturday, October 25th at the Rec District office at Thornrider Park. Check in at 8:30 a.m. Race starts at 9. Wear your costume for a chance to win Best Costume for Kids and Adults. Other prizes raffled too. Sign up now at SheridanRecreation.com for just $15. Race day signups are $25. Questions? Call 674-6421. See you October 25th for the Halloween Fun Run at Thornrider Park.
Ready to hit the road? Sheridan College's Commercial Motor Vehicle Driver Training Program is now offering an 8-week course with a flexible start date. Get your CDL with hands-on real-world training and step into a high-demand career with excellent job opportunities. Don't wait for the next semester. Start driving your future forward today. Call CMV instructor Joe Bennett at 675-0788 or visit sheridan.edu/driver training to learn more and secure your spot.
Hi, this is Dylan Kraus, president of Security State Bank. We're going to the dogs and cats the rest of the month. Our team is bringing pets to work to bring awareness and support for our local animal shelters. Stop by, meet our furry friends, and help pets waiting for their forever home. We are accepting donations and sharing info on local shelters. Security State Bank, 2070 Coffeen Avenue here in Sheridan, and in and Worland.
Security State Bank, small enough to listen, big enough to help. NMLS 40147 to Equal Housing Lender.
Okay, we're here on Friday night with Coach Marion. And again, Coach, it's week 8. We are to the end of the regular season tonight, and can you believe it's already here?
Yeah, it goes quick. We started on August 12th, and here we are. Everybody at the beginning of the season just can't wait for their first game, and it's hard to believe that now, we're going into our 9th regular season game, and it's the last one before we hit playoffs. It's gone fast.
Do you think that where you're at now is where you thought you might be at this point? I mean, you guys probably always talk as a coaching staff in August when you're getting ready and say these are our goals, and obviously you'd like to be the number 1 seed, and you've accomplished that for this year, and still have that perfect record going. Did you think this is where you would be at this point?
Yeah, I think anybody in our program right now wants to say that. Yeah. Nobody maybe says it out loud. We definitely want to be here. I don't know if it was the path we thought we would take, that's for sure. It's been challenging to get to where we are. We've battled some injuries, a lot of injuries. We started the season with seniors out, and we continue to have seniors out, and that's hard. And so I really feel bad for those young men that have had to sit out games or multiple games or some of them the entire season. I just really feel bad for them, and we miss them. And so it's been a little bit of a different route. You've planned for everybody to stay healthy, and that doesn't happen. And so it's definitely taken different routes and turns, but I think our kids have handled any adversity that's been thrown at them and done it the way we expected it to. And so I'm really pleased with the way these guys, especially the seniors, have continued to do things the way we expect, and they put us in a good situation to go out and achieve any goal that we have in front of us.
Those 26 seniors have really done a nice job leading. Obviously, when you have 26, you've got a really good group of guys that can take the lead from you coaches and kind of implement what you guys want. And that's kind of how this whole Bronx program has progressed over the years. It's just turning over the reins to those seniors.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And we start clear back in last November. We wrapped up the season last year at our year-end banquet and celebrate that year's seniors. And at the end of that banquet, we talk about, hey, all right, juniors, it's now your program. It's your turn to take the reins. And so we worked all the way through spring and summer and put them in, we try to teach them about leadership, and we put them in leadership situations, and we expect them to make leadership decisions, and so they've done a good job so far, and it's exciting to see them continue to grow and continue to mature into those leaders that we expect them to be. And not all classes do it the same. This class has done it differently than years past, and that's totally fine because it's their group and it's their locker room, and it's their ability to lead and lead the locker room, which carries us as far as we can go.
And you get to celebrate them tonight. Obviously, it won't be their last home game on Homer Scott Field because of the playoffs, but tonight you celebrate those seniors.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting. And, we've got 26 of them, and a couple of them are foreign exchange students this year playing football for the first time, but it's a really large crew. And anytime we have a large crew like that, it's just awesome to celebrate those guys and what they've done for our programs and everything that they've worked a long time, 4 years in the weight room, in the off season, on scout team. We ask a lot of these guys. And so, we get the opportunity to recognize them before the game. But, we talk all week about with our team. It is about recognizing our seniors, but really it's about recognizing the parents that have put you in this situation. The parents have done so much with these kids. They've hauled them all over the state. They followed them all over the state. They provide team meals. They do so much for our team, and so it's really an opportunity to honor our parents as well for what they do within the Bronx program and what they've done since these little guys were in diapers and little guy football and who knows what other sports and activities. They foot the bill. They feed them. They haul them. And they do it with a smile on their face. And so really it's an opportunity to recognize our seniors, but our seniors need to recognize it's not about you right now. It's about you and your family and what your family has done, because you didn't get here by yourself. Right. Your family and the people around you have carried you to this spot.
Before we get to talk about the way the game went last week against number 2 Campbell and move on to tonight's game, this team's been a little bit different this year. You haven't had the big Mercy Rule blowout games. They've been a lot tighter, which I think maybe as we get going down the stretch, maybe will help this team understand what it takes to make it to Laramie here in, 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's definitely been that. You see scores from years past, and you blew these guys out, and I hear it on on Mondays or when I get back into town after a game. You gave me a heart attack, and things like that. Well, the reality is that we're grateful for that. A few things, some people would say, well, you're not as good as last year. I said, what do you mean you're not as good as last year? We're as good as we want to be. Our team can take us as far as we want to be. I do believe 4A is better than they've been in years past. You look at the playoffs and the things that's going on right now, there are tight ball games all the way 1 through 8. And that's exciting to see in 4A football. For a number of years, it was the exact same 4 teams going to the semifinals every single year. And I don't think that'll be the case this year. I think there'll be some change-ups in there. And so I think that's exciting for 4A. And 4A football is getting better as a whole. And I think that's good for football. And so, that's happening. Yeah, we've had some tight ball games. And everybody at halftime, well, you were down at halftime. I was worried. I was really nervous watching that thing. And I said, yeah, that's a tight ball game. That's what happens when you're in tight ball games. And, we as coaches talked about some of our kids last year didn't get to play in a tight ball game. And they missed out on that. Playing in tight ball games is fun. And you get to see the pressure and how you handle pressure and what kind of character we have as a team. And I don't know when the last time we were down at halftime is, and when it was. But our guys, I was pleased. We go down at halftime. We're 10-0 with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, and we get a late touchdown, and we go into the locker room 7-10, down 3 points, and our guys were calm, cool, and collected. And the people say, "What'd you do at halftime?" We didn't do much. We told our guys, execute your game plan, and we're going to be in a good way at the end of the game. And they came out and they executed it cleaner in the third and fourth quarter than they did in the first and second. And they trusted in what we put them in, and they went out and executed. And so I was really pleased to see the way they operated. We're not at home. We're in a Gillette Stadium. There's a great crowd there. We're down. How's the adversity going to affect us? And our guys bowed their necks, and they went out and played a hard second half of football.
I thought maybe through and through, maybe the best half of football you played all year.
Yeah, it really was. And we had a little bit of offense, a little bit of defense. It was balanced. Our special teams were solid. And so really a balanced team. And that's what we need to do to be able to beat a team like Campbell County, because that's a very, very good team that we likely will see again.
We need to just highlight the one big play. Obviously, we go up 14-10, and they drive the length of the field, and they've got it first and goal. And they're looking to take the lead, go up 17-14, and Gage Rogers makes just a heck of a read and takes it 90 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, it was an awesome play. We had gone up 14-10 and then got the ball again, and we were moving and had the opportunity to get a first down, went for it on 4th and 4 from about the 20-yard line, and we don't make it. And, I questioned that call in my mind over and over again. Should we have kicked the field goal? Should we have not have? Anyway, Gage made a huge play, but our defense really bailed us out. When I say us, me that made that play call on 4th down, our defense bowed their necks, and yeah, they were driving the field and going in and getting close to the red zone, and what we call a man under scheme, and Gage believed in it. He saw his out route and he jumped it and just happened to be in a great spot and made a great catch. And then he's a fast young man that once he gets out in the open field, you're not going to catch him. And so just a tremendous job of our defense doing the right thing and being in the right spots. And some guys, they often question, we give up those short routes quite a bit, and throughout the game we give up those short routes, and so we give up a lot of completions. And it was that same philosophy, and the quarterback was like, hey, the flats are going to be there again, and he checked down to an out route, and it wasn't there that time.
Right. It was just fun to see, and then the rest of the guys just really got amped up, and the rest of the game they were kind of down and out, and we just continued to climb, and we punched one more in late.
Yeah, you go up, a 2-score game there. We're 14-10, and then we get that score, and we're 21-10, and all of a sudden you can take a little bit deeper breath when it's a 2-score game against a potent offense like that, because you can give up one.
Yeah.
And then our defense again bowed their necks, got us the ball back, and held them in a fourth down situation, get an open field tackle right on our sideline, and then we went in and scored one more just to secure it. But our guys, I thought, really played hard that third and fourth quarter, and it was a huge play by Gage, and I loved his quote with the Sheridan press and how he just said, well, Gage, how'd that feel? He said, well, he talked about his touchdown catch and things like that, and he said, well, it was a great job by offensive line, great job by the other people. He didn't mention himself once, and that's when you see, the leadership of a Gage Rogers. He says, yeah, I had some great plays, but it's not about me, it's about the team. And I thought his response to that was just what we want to hear.
Just a great kid. As we turn our attention to Laramie tonight, obviously they're much improved over the last couple of years. They've had 24 losing consecutive seasons, which this will be again this year, but they are making progress, and they have a potent passing attack.
They do. Coach Chick, the hails from Gillette, has moved has been in Laramie for a while, but now he's the head coach. This is his second year. He's done a tremendous job of getting that program going in the right direction. They've been in a tough way. Like you said, 24 consecutive losing seasons. He's got them playing hard and playing with a lot of excitement. And if you look at the scores that they've been in this year, they're in games. They're not getting blown out. It's a different team than Laramie 5 years ago, that's for sure. We're not going to walk out on the field and beat them in the first quarter. This is going to be a 4-quarter battle. They just took Thunder Basin last week into the fourth quarter, 14-28, and it's a tight ball game, long into at least halftime into the third quarter. And so I think they're going to come out, throw the ball all over the place, and then when they do run the ball, they have two good running backs that they give it to, and they're capable to score from anywhere on the field because they are very athletic.
Do you feel like offensively you guys are starting to hit your stride a little bit? Obviously struggled offensively against Rock Springs 2 weeks ago, but kind of found it again last week.
Yeah, we did. We were able to get some we'd like to score more points, for sure. The defense definitely got us one and gave us a short field on the other. We've got to capitalize on those, but we'd like to be more efficient, especially in the first half. We got stalled out, and we've had a couple 3-and-outs that we just haven't been, operating on all cylinders, and we're going to continue to work on some other things. And we ran a lot of heavy package last week and ran the ball with we snapped it to Beck, and we snapped it to Keegan, and we snapped it to 4 different guys last week, and so you'll see a little bit of that, but in the end I'd like to try some other stuff and see where our strengths are going to be as we hit the playoffs. We've got to really fine tune where we're at, and so we may not be in quite as much beef because I don't know if we'll like it as much against Laramie as we did last week against Campbell County.
So as we get ready to go tonight, what is the game plan going in to stop Laramie's offense? They don't run it as much. They do throw it a lot more. Are you guys working on that this week?
Yeah, it's been nice that we played Campbell County a week ago. They just run a similar style of offense as Laramie, and so we're used to being in different coverages on different plays. We have a lot of different coverages we play against passing teams, and so we've been able to rep those for a couple of weeks now. And so I feel comfortable that our guys know where to be and know where to be in their zone coverages and who they're manning up when we go into our man coverages. And so I really like the fact that we have two passing teams back to back. That being said, we can't fall asleep on the run because they will slip in some draws, and their quarterback is mobile. Similar to last week, we've got to be able to keep this quarterback in the pocket because when he breaks the pocket, he can do some things with his feet. And so really got to keep him in the pocket and get to our drops and zones and make sure we're understanding where the zones are, where the guys are in our coverages. And I think from what I've seen this week, our guys are ready to roll.
You had a lot of fun at practice. The guys are amped up and just wanting to get through. Not overlooking Laramie, but they want to get through this one because they know what lies ahead a week from now.
Yeah, they are excited, and it's it's hard to slow teenagers down. Yeah. Just like on August 12th, they can't wait for their first game, and it's like, hey, just hold your horses. We got senior night. We got Laramie first. Don't worry about next week. And so that's a constant thing we preach as coaches, and that's something that us as coaches don't move on to either. Is that we don't break down any film ahead of time. We wait week to week because that's what we expect the kids to do, is just perform week to week, and we'll worry about next week when we get there.
Just one quick thing before we let you go tonight. The freshman team's had a heck of a year as well, and they're going to be playing on Saturday in the Gilding Championship against Cheyenne Central, and we invite people to come up on Saturday to watch that here at Homer Scott Field.
Yeah, it should be fun. We play in the Gilding League, and we play the North teams, which means we play Kelly Walsh, the two Natrona teams, the two Gillette teams, and we came away with the best record in the North part of it, and so we're going to play the number 1 seed from the South part, which is Cheyenne Central High School, and they're going to play Saturday. It'll be a fun atmosphere, and Coach Hanchett has been our our freshman coach for quite some time. I think he's got 100 wins at the freshman level. He does a tremendous job, and he's put our team in a good spot to go and compete for, the Gelding League Championship, and that's the biggest thing you can play for as a freshman. And so our team's really excited. And if you're looking for something to do and don't have yard work, come watch the freshmen. It'll be a lot of fun.
Very good. Well, good luck tonight, and we'll get after it.
I appreciate it, Shane.
If you have employees coming to stay for an extended time in Sheridan, make them feel at home with a room at the Candlewood Suites. These extended stay rooms feature fully equipped kitchens, including a microwave, full-sized refrigerator, dishwasher, stovetop, even pots and pans, and free guest laundry. Did I mention the outstanding view of the Bighorns? Book your reservation with the Candlewood Suites and relax knowing they'll have more than just a room. They'll feel right at home. Call 307-675-2100.
Yes, Wyoming. 1 minute you're melting like ice cream in August, the next you're colder than an ice fisherman's backside in January, and your dog's stolen all the blankets. Luckily, Carl's Heating and Air Conditioning has your backside. Carl knows Wyoming weather better than anyone. Then he'll keep your home comfy whether Brutus gives back those blankets or not. Call Carl's Heating and Air Conditioning today or find us in the Country Bounty Business Directory. Carl, making homes comfortable no matter how moody Wyoming weather gets.
Doug, is your service shop haunted?
Nope. That's just the sound of folks screaming with joy over our tire sale.
Oh, yeah. Buy 3 tires, get the 4th for $1.
A single $1. That's scarier than my mother-in-law's meatloaf.
And a lot safer.
Don't get caught driving on bald tires this Halloween. Swing into Waring Chevrolet.
Buy 3, get 1 for $1. No tricks, just treats. Waring Chevrolet. Online at WaringSheridan.com.
There's no known cure for tinnitus, but we can help provide you with relief. Hi, I'm Dr. Addison Dempsey.
And I'm JT Kraft from ABA Hearing and Sound.
Linear is the first low-risk, non-invasive medical device of its kind that is clinically proven to relieve tinnitus and is FDA approved.
Starkey's brand new Edge AI hearing aids offer groundbreaking technology that powers the most capable hearing devices available, while also offering expanded tinnitus masking therapies.
Schedule today to determine what tinnitus treatment is right for you.
ABA Hearing and Sound, 674-8920. That's 674-8920.
This is Patrick Johnson with Stifel Financial, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
A big thanks to head coach Jeff Mowry for giving us insight into tonight's game. Coming up, Ryan Parker will join me live here in the press box, and we will have tonight's starting lineups and the kickoff coming your way right here from Homer Scott Stadium. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Hey, Riley, remember learning about money when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah, mostly how to spend it.
That's why First Federal Bank and Trust is helping kids and teens learn how to manage it.
We bring financial literacy right into classrooms and organizations, totally free.
With interactive tours, materials, and real banking pros to answer questions.
Want to bring it to your group? Visit efirstfederal.bank.
First Federal Bank and Trust.
Building strong financial futures together.
Get ready. McDonald's Monopoly is back. Every bite of your favorite menu items could be your ticket to big prizes. Peel your game pieces, enter them in the McDonald's app, and you could win free food, a new car, an amazing vacation, or even $1 million. With over 30 menu items included, every order's a chance to win. Don't miss out. The Monopoly game at McDonald's. Eat, peel, play, and win big. McDonald's, Sheridan, Buffalo, and Gillette.
Do you imagine yourself in a new, beautiful home for the holidays? I have a lovely 5-bedroom, 3-bath home with upgraded finishes, a cozy fireplace, a basement, and more. This home sits on 1/3 of an acre with open space behind for a park-like setting. Mountain views are a bonus. At $649.9, this is a great deal. Call me, Kim Hall, with ERA Carroll Realty and Pinnacle Home and Land Group at 520-227-5543 to see 2509 Weeping Willow Court.
Need a checking account, a home loan, business banking? Hi, I'm Brittany Sorensen from First Bank of Wyoming. You don't have to go to different places for these services. First Bank of Wyoming has it all under one roof. From simple personal banking to more complex business loans, we make managing your money simple, convenient, and stress-free. One bank, every service, all for you. First Bank of Wyoming, your one-stop financial partner.
First Bank of Wyoming, division of Glacier Bank, member FDIC.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And a very good evening. Welcome back to Homer Scott Field as the Sheridan Bronx get ready for their home finale of the regular season. We do know that they will be back at home at least next week for one more playoff game next week, and we will get through all the playoff scenarios as we go throughout the evening tonight, Ryan. But as you join me here tonight, the Bronx, obviously we are 8-0, looking to go 9-0, continue this long winning streak that they've had. But looks like some guys are getting healthy. Don't know how much we'll see them play tonight, but we do have some of those seniors who have been hurt all year in uniform tonight.
Yeah, it's nice to just for them to be able to be available, I guess.
Put on the uniform
for senior night, maybe get a couple plays in, and we'll see what happens.
As we get ready to go, we're going to try to talk about how things look for the remainder of the season, and we'll as far as the playoffs go, all 8 seeds in the 4A are pretty much lined out. It's just who's going to be where. As you take a look, Sheridan is the number 1 seed going forward. The 2 and 3 seed is not set. That game will be kicking off here. Campbell County and Cheyenne East are going to play tonight in Cheyenne. The winner of that game gets the 2 seed. The loser's the 3 seed. And then the 4 and 5 seed, which they already know they'll meet again next week in the first round of the playoffs, just don't know where. Casper Natrona is going to play at Cheyenne Central tonight, and whoever wins, that's the 4, and whoever loses, that is the 5. Thunder Basin's pretty much locked into that 6 hole. Laramie is into the 7 hole, and then Sheridan will await the winner of the Rock Springs Kelly Walsh game tonight. That's going to go on in Rock Springs. Kickoff is 6 o'clock as well. And as we both know, Sheridan's kind of struggled with, they didn't really struggle with Kelly Walsh. The game is a little closer than most people thought, but the game at Rock Springs was a struggle. And one of those teams is going to come up here to play in the first round next week.
Yep. So, it's, we talked about that. Who are we going to play? I don't think it matters. I think that we'll get a better performance against when you see a team for the second time.
Well, and you don't have to make that 7-hour trip to Rock Springs.
Right. And they have to make it here. So, let's see how they fare after a long bus ride.
So the Bronx they won the toss again, so they are going to receive the opening kick, which they really enjoy doing. They do it every time they do win the toss. So they will receive the opening kick. We're just a minute away. The starting lineups are going on and right. As they do start to get some of these guys back tonight, do want to remind everybody, welcome to listening in here on 1410 KWYO, 106.9 FM, streaming live at SheridanMedia.com, and also want to welcome in all the people in Laramie listening on KOWB. Our good friend David Settle is busy doing cowgirl basketball tonight, so he asked if we could send a feed to KOWB. So I would like to welcome in all the listeners down there, and thanks for joining us tonight here on KWYO, live from Homer Scott Field as we get ready to go here tonight. But for the Bronx, they will start on offense, and it will look like this. Brady Hartman and Fisher Peldo, they'll be the tackler, the left side of the offensive line. Both are 6'1 and 6'2 juniors. Kieran Rapucci will be the center, 5'11 junior. Sam Huffman will be the right guard. He's the 6'2 senior. Nathan Bloom will be the right tackle, the 6'2 junior. Gage Rogers will be one wide out, 6-foot senior. Rudy Green is a 6-foot senior as well. He'll be one of the wide receivers. And then Liam Weber, the 6'2 junior, will be the other wide receiver. The running backs tonight, the blocking back, he's had about 16 or 17 carries on the year, but not too many. He mostly does the dirty work out of the backfield. 5'10 senior William Greer. The 6-foot senior Keegan Rager will be the other running back, and then the senior quarterback, 5'10 Andrew Adams. He will get the nod, but as we know, we will see 4 or 5 different snap receivers tonight playing that quarterback position, whether they go with the Wildcat. Don't know how much Wildcat we'll see tonight. I know they want to really get working on some other things in tonight's ball game. So, and then for Laramie, they've got a lot of juniors on this team that are in those skilled positions. The quarterback, he came in with about 4 games left last year, maybe 3 games left, and took over the starting quarterback job last year. Dax Parvin, he's done a really good job, the junior quarterback for the Plainsmen. 118 completions for 1,168 yards on the year. He's thrown 12 touchdowns Just
Wow.
just 4 interceptions on the year, and he's also a threat. He's run the ball 74 times for 209 yards and a touchdown out of the backfield as well. And their junior running back has done a really good job. 53 carries, 404 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Boone Frood. And he's also a threat out of the backfield, 10 catches for 69 yards. So we'll see Laramie's offense as well when they get the ball. They will be kicking to Sheridan, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see something that might be a little bit of a wrinkle, just to maybe catch Sheridan off guard. But the senior kicker, Weston Ennis, will tee things up for the Plainsmen. And actually, Weston is a junior. Sorry about that. So the junior kicker, Weston Ennis, has it teed up at the 40-yard line, and we are about ready to get this thing underway back deep for the Bronx, Gage Rogers and Rudy Green. And it is just a little kick. It's going to be picked up and down right there by, I think, Colton Phillip got on it. And see, it was kind of a squib kick, almost, I don't know if I would call that an onside kick, but it only did go about 15, 18 yards before it was touched. The Bronx will take over at their own 40-yard line, so good field position to start for the Bronx.
Yeah. I mean, what do? You either kick it deep and risk having it run back against you, or you just bite the bullet and give him good field position.
Right away, Andrew Adams, he'll have Keegan Rager in the backfield. 4 receivers in the formation. The snap is high, and that ball's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Adams trying to find Noah Newman along the far sideline. Big defensive end out there. David Gwynn got his big mid up and knocked that thing down on first down. So not the offensive start the Bronx wanted on first down. Beck Haswell will be in the slot to the near side. Now they're going to bring Rogers in motion. They fake it to him. It's a screen pass, and it's well overthrown. And it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Bronx. 2 incompletions to start this drive. And that ball was well overthrown. Set up perfectly.
Yeah, he just overthrew it.
A lot of green space in front of the receivers. So the Bronx will face their first test here. 3rd down and 10 with 11:52 left here in the first. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 split to the far side. Gage Rogers goes in motion across the formation. Adams drops straight back. Now it looks like he's going to run. He's going to be buried for about a 2-yard loss, and not the start the Bronx want. They're going to have to punt the ball away right away here.
Wow.
As their first drive goes 2 yards backwards.
Not the type of offense that we're used to seeing.
Wow.
They'll get it corrected.
Well, Laramie does have the 9th worst pass defense in the Class 4A. Actually, the 7th worst pass defense in 4A. So maybe the Bronx were looking to attack that, just weren't able to get things going on the first drive. Liam Weber back to punt, and the punt is away, and it's a good one. Ennis back deep. He'll be the receiver. He'll take it at about the 25 and roll up to about the 31-yard line before he's dropped there. The kicker does the kick returning as well for the Plainsmen, and Laramie will take over at their own 32-yard line. That's where they will spot the ball.
And as we talked about, Laramie they like to throw the ball.
Yeah, much improved team from a year ago. They've got several receivers with all more than 20 catches on the year. A.J. Sedarius, Noah Reese, Isaac Kirsch, all with multiple receptions on the year. The first pass completed. That's going to be Noah Reese. And the ball does come out, and the Bronx are going to jump on it. Sedarius was fighting for extra yards, and the Bronx stripped the ball. And I'm not sure who got on that, but it will be a Bronx turnover. And Sheridan will take over into Laramie territory. First offensive play, and Laramie turns it over.
Blaine Phillips. But I think Keegan Rager might have been the one that stripped it. But Blaine was Johnny on the spot.
So offensively, Andrew Adams back into the ballgame at quarterback. And the Bronx will send Haswell and Green to the far side of the formation. 2 backs in there with Greer and Rager as Andrew Adams lines up in the pistol. The snap and the give to Rager. Rager, nothing doing. Right back to the line of scrimmage. Ryan, the Bronx have run now 4 offensive plays here for negative 2 or 3 yards.
Yep, I was just going to say.
So the offense has yet to find its footing here in the early going. Not a lot of push from the offensive line that's been so good this year. Sladen Bogdanovich will check into the ball game along with Liam Weber. The receivers to the near side here will be Green and Newman. Adams with Rager lined up to his right side. And now we've got a whistle, and Laramie wants to call a timeout. So Laramie will get a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 2nd and 10 when we return. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
At Camco Federal Credit Union, we offer all the banking functions you need with the personal touch you deserve. From our rewards checking and our share certificates to convenient online banking with our mobile app. Whether you need to remote deposit a check, pay a bill, or transfer funds, we make it easy. And when you need to talk to a real person, our friendly team is ready to assist you. Visit one of our branches or call us today at 307-682-6105. Camco Federal Credit Union, member NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Doug Hockett with Stiefel Investments, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back. 1410 KWYO, 106.9 FM, and those listening on KOWB, the Bronx 2nd down. The give is to Rager. Rager base into the secondary, and he's off. He's down to the 10-yard line before he's finally brought down. They might mark him at the 11, but finally a good offensive play for the Bronx. On the jet sweep, Keegan Rager took it to the right side of the offense, found some blocking in front of him, and was able to get downhill before being tackled at about the 11-yard line. So the Bronx inside the red zone now. 1st and 10. Rager will be lined up in the pistol with Andrew Adams, 4 receivers in the formation. They're going to bring Bogdanovich in motion. This time, the give straight ahead to Rager, and he's going to fight forward, but I don't think he's going to get much, maybe even a loss back to the 12. Boy, the running game struggling early here for the Bronx.
Good job by that Laramie defensive line to stay at home and get their keys, and because we all know what Keegan can do.
David Gwynn, I think, was the first guy there for the Plainsmen defensively. Also, Noah Reese coming from that corner spot. He read that handoff and was able to come in and help on the tackle. And now the Bronx get Laramie to jump into the neutral zone. And so that'll be a 5-yard penalty on Laramie. So 2nd down and about 6 now for the Bronx after the 5-yard penalty. With 9:11 to go here in the first. No score on the range scoreboard, but the Bronx have it 2nd down to go at about the 7. The give straight ahead to Rager. He breaks a tackle at the 5, and he's going to be swarmed under at about the 3, but keeps his feet driving, maybe down to the 1-yard line. The tackler out there was Reef Spizak, and he wrapped up Keegan, but those wrestling legs that we've talked about all year kept driving right down to the 1-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal, Bronx at the 1. Now William Greer will line up in the backfield with Rager. Rager's going to be the snap receiver in the Wildcat. He'll follow William Greer into the end zone for the Bronx touchdown. Keegan Rager from 1 yard out, and the Bronx are on the board.
That's what you have to do after you get a turnover. Yep. You know, you have to capitalize on those, and the Bronx did a nice job. Just running the ball is what they want to do. They're a run-first team, so good job by this team of just capitalizing on that turnover.
I thought Keegan was real patient that time. He let Will really get the block set in front of him, followed him right into the end zone. William Greer on for the extra point. Torrey Phillips, the holder. The
Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is good. With 8:35 left here in the first quarter, you're listening to Bronx football on 1410 KWYO, 106.9 FM, and listening live in Laramie on KOWB. We're back in 30 seconds.
Need screen printed and embroidered items? Well, whatever you need, Kilpatrick Creations is the go-to local company for these types of items. If it's screen printed or stitched, we are the ones to help you. Give us a call first. We're here to help you and want to help you with your imprinted garment or accessory needs. We've been in the business and serving Sheridan County for over 20 years. We have the experience, talent, and selection of goods that allows us to help you promote your business, club, or event in the best, most affordable way possible. Come see Kilpatrick Creations for all your screen printed or embroidered needs.
This is Bailey Reddy with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. Shane and Ryan Parker bringing you live Bronx football. As the Bronx go up 7-0, their second offensive series, they are able to punch it in after the turnover by Laramie. And so the Bronx lead 7-0 on the range scoreboard. Just got an update. Bighorn leading Upton Sundance 14-0 in the first quarter. Still 7:52 left in that first quarter. So the Bighorn Rams on their way to another blowout win. Greer has it teed up. This one's going to reach the end zone. And it'll be a touchback for the Bronx. Laramie will start at their own 20-yard line. Just got word that Boone Fruit is not in uniform tonight for the Plainsmen. So their big back out of the backfield is not dressed out tonight. And so we'll see who the other back is. I know that Tyler Gale, the senior running back, has also carried the ball 44 times. Looks like Gale will be the tailback. 4 receivers in the formation, 3 to the near side here for the Plainsmen. Parvin, he's going to look, wide receiver screen, finds a man. That's going to be Isaac Kirsch, and he's going to gain maybe a yard out across the 20 to the 21-yard line, where they will mark him down. They might give him just over the 21, but maybe a yard and a half there. It's going to be shy of the 22-yard line for sure. So Parvin, 198 pass attempts, and now after the first couple plays here, now 200 pass attempts on the air. So they do like to sling the ball around. This time, Ennis goes in motion to give straight ahead to Gale. Gale tripped up quickly. He'll might have a yard out to about the 23-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 7 for Laramie. And they'll bring wide receivers in from the sideline. So they're going to call it 3rd down. Yeah, we'll call it 3rd and 7 from the 23-yard line. Bronx defense so far doing a good job against this Laramie offense. You know, Parvin, he's had a really good year. He's averaging 146 yards passing per game, about 9.9 yards per completion. So
yeah, and he spreads it around.
Yep. He's going to roll to the near side, looks downfield, doesn't have anybody there. Then the ball is out again, and the Bronx are not able to get on it. Laramie, one of the big linemen, got on that thing,
but it popped out.
Sam Harshberger was able to corral it, but it's a loss all the way back to the 13-yard line. Laramie's going to have to punt the ball away.
Sam Huffman for the Bronx, he had it within his grasp, and as he tried to fall on it, it just popped away and stayed in bounds.
So the punter again is Weston Ennis. He's had 17 punts this year for a 33.8-yard average. Now we've got a flag. I think it's a false start on Laramie. It is a false start is the call, so that'll back him up another 5 yards. So they're going to punt this thing from their own 8-yard line.
Let's see if the Bronx bring a little pressure here.
Rudy Green and Gage Rogers stand back at about the Laramie 40. Punts coming from the end zone. They do get it away. Rudy Green makes the catch at the 36-yard line. He's coming all the way back across this side of the field. He's at the 25.
tripped up. The punter got him at about the 20-yard line, but they're going to mark him down at the 18. That's actually a pretty good tackle.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of green grass coming this way.
He brought that thing from the far side of the field and ran it. He probably ran it more sideways than he did.
Yeah.
But that was the play call.
So the Bronx will take over 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. And he caught it a lot of traffic there, too. That was kind of a dangerous, instead of calling for the fair catch. But a nice job by Rudy Green sets the Bronx up on their 3rd series deep in Laramie territory. Blaine Phillips is the quarterback. Send Rogers across the formation. He's going to drop straight back, fling it out. This time it's going to be Braxton Crow. Braxton breaks a tackle at the 20, now to the 15, and be tackled down inside the 15 at about the 11-yard line. So a good job by Braxton in the open field to break a tackle at the point of attack.
Yeah.
And get downhill.
The yards after catch. He obviously Braxton's a wrestler or whatever, but not going down on that first contact was huge.
So Phillips, again, will send 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. To the left as the Bronx go right to left across your radio dial. The give straight ahead to Crow, and Crow is in for the Bronx touchdown.
11 yards out.
So the Bronx are back on the board as Braxton Crow, I believe it's Crow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Braxton Crow. But the 5 and 6 just look so alike on the field. So Bronx quickly back on the board with 5:32 left here in the first. William Greer will come on for the extra point. And it is up and good. With 5:32 left here in the first quarter, it's the Bronx 14, Laramie nothing. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWIO and 106.9 FM.
Building or remodeling your home or commercial space can be overwhelming. With so many decisions to make, choosing the right contractor matters. At North Country Construction, we believe you deserve a team you can trust. From initial planning and site work to concrete and final touches, we handle the entire process with a decade of quality in the Sheridan area that speaks for itself. When only the best will do, call North Country Construction, 307-461-2896.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. The Bronx punch one in after a good punt return by Rudy Green. And the Bronx lead 14. The scoreboard still reads 13-0, but I believe it is 14-0.
Yeah, the officials signaled that the extra point was good.
So now they finally put it up there on the board. So it does say 14-0 now on the scoreboard. Greer has it teed up at the 40 again, and he boots this one away. And this one's going to be we've got a whistle and a flag. I think the Bronx are going to be off sides. So they'll have to back this thing up 5 yards and do it again. As somebody went ahead of the kicker there. So Campbell County leading Cheyenne East 7-0 with 3:50 left in the first quarter. So Campbell got on the board first. Thunder Basin beat Cheyenne South yesterday 55-6. So the Bolts will be the 6th seed in the playoffs. Didn't realize that game was yesterday. So Greer backs it up 5 yards. This time he will boot it away again. And this one, boy, that's a good kick. It's going to be returnable from about the 3-yard line. That's going to be Noah Reese, and he runs into a pile at about the 18 or 19. Now, actually, that's across the 20 to about the 23 or 24-yard line. See where they spot this thing down. Looks like they're going to give him the 22-yard line, so a good return there by Noah Reese of the Plainsmen. 5:26 remaining here in the first quarter. 14-0 Bronx on the range scoreboard. Laramie comes out for their third possession here on offense. Dax Parvin will have Tyler Gale lined up to his right. Now they're going to send a man in motion. That's A.J. Sidarius. The give to Gale, and nothing there. He's going to lose a couple as the Bronx linebackers just filled. Also,
that play for Laramie took too long to develop. But Sheridan did a nice job of forcing him kind of back inside where those linebackers were.
Brady Hartman also forced that running back to the inside as he came from his D-line spot. So it'll be 2nd down and 11 for the Plainsmen from their own 21-yard line. Parvin brings his troops to the line of scrimmage. He'll bring 3 receivers to the near side. Kirsch, Reese, and Sidarius. They fake the give. Now Parvin wants to run. He makes one man miss, and then a whole bunch of Bronx in their yellow jerseys help him out. And it's going to be maybe a yard or 2 gain on 2nd down. It'll be 3rd and 9 if they mark it. No, they're marking it at the 22, so it'll be 3rd down and 10. Give him a yard gain there on 2nd down, as the Bronx secondary has done a nice job so far covering up the defenders or the receivers.
Yeah, the defense has really been solid so far in this first quarter.
Again, same 3 receivers to the near side of the field. Laramie going from left to right across your radio dial. Parvin is going to flare this out to Sidarius. He makes one man miss, and it's going to be short of the 1st down out to about the 30-yard line, but Laramie will be a couple yards shy. It'll be 4th down and 2 for the Plainsmen out of their own 30. So we'll see what head coach Jake Chick decides to do, and he will send in his punting unit. 4th down and 2. He's done a nice job taking over a year ago. Comes in with a 5-13 record. You know, Laramie has had 24 consecutive losing seasons, but looks like things are starting to turn around a little bit. They've had a much better year. And now we've got another flag, and it looks like a false start on Laramie. So that'll back him up 5 more yards. It'll be 4th down and 7. We approach 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. The Bronx leading 14-0 on the range scoreboard. Noah Newman's now going to go back deep for the Bronx along with Gage Rogers. And we'll see Ennist's punt here. And the punt is away. It's a decent one. Gage Rogers going to call for the fair catch, and he does make it at the Bronx 40-yard line. So that's where the Bronx will start their 3rd offensive series. Actually, this will be their 4th offensive series, yeah. And the Bronx offense, looks like Blaine Phillips will be the quarterback. He's going to have William Greer lined up in the backfield with him, 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Now they bring Gage Rogers in motion, and they fake it to him. Now Blaine goes straight up the middle. He breaks a tackle. Now he's off. He's across the 50, now to the 40, breaks a tackle there, and he's down the far sideline. Ennis looks like he's going to bring him down, but what a nice run by Blaine Phillips. 44-yard run by Blaine puts the Bronx 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Blaine showed some wheels.
That's the that might be the best quarterback run we've seen all year.
I wasn't aware that Blaine had wheels like that. Great job.
So Blaine got great blocking out in front. This time the give is to Greer. Greer dances in the backfield, now hits the hole across the 10. They might give him the 10-yard line. About 6 yards there on 1st down for William Greer. Greer comes in. He had 19 carries for 60 yards on the season coming into tonight's ballgame. He's been the workhorse.
Yeah, he doesn't get
any of the glory.
The glory,
right.
But he is a major factor.
He's just one of those extra, almost like one of the extra offensive linemen,
right.
You know. He just does all the blocking. And looks like a timeout called. Laramie's going to call timeout again. That'll be their 2nd timeout. We'll take a quick timeout as well. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWYO 106.9 FM.
One Health in Sheridan provides medical care, mental health, and other support services for the whole family. Our whole person approach serves children, adults, and seniors, and we accept patients with private insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, and no insurance. From childhood immunizations and wellness checks to substance use treatment, visit One Health for same-day availability and an income-based sliding fee. Visit onechc.org/Sheridan for more information.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. Shane and Ryan Parker bringing you live Bronx football action here as the Bronx are knocking on the door again. A 6-yard run on first down by William Greer has the Bronx second down and 4 from the 10-yard line as they're looking to put more points on the board. Phillips, he's going to bring Colton Phillip in motion across the formation. Blaine, he's going to roll to the near side, look downfield, throw it to the corner of the end zone. It's Gage Rogers. Touchdown, Bronx.
10-yard pass. Gage did a great job of getting his feet down. And a nice throw by Blaine. He put it right where only Gage could get it.
Yep, right along the boundary.
Yep.
So the Bronx strike quickly again. That was a 10-yard pass for the touchdown from Blaine. So Blaine, that's just his third touchdown pass of the year. Greer's kick is up, and it is good. With 2:04 remaining here in the first quarter, it's the Bronx 21, Laramie nothing. You're listening to Bronx football on 1410 KWYO 106.9 FM. We're back in 30 seconds.
In a place where honesty and hard work define us, there's a bank that's fully invested in Wyoming. The banks of Buffalo, Gillette, and Sheridan. We understand that business owners are the backbone of our communities. And whether you run a ranch, a restaurant, or a retail store, we're here to support you with a range of account options and personalized services without all the unexpected fees. Because when your business succeeds, our communities thrive. Visit buffalofed.bank for all your business banking needs. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. The Bronx now lead 21-0. Ryan, we haven't seen this kind of offensive output since early in the season, especially in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's really nice to see the Bronx kind of, taking charge and getting that offense back.
Well, they look like, obviously the first series was not good rhythm, but boy, since then, they've really been putting together a nice play calls and able to just methodically work the ball down the field. Obviously, that drive helped by the 44-yard run by Phillips.
Right, and then, they took advantage of the turnover, which is always huge. So this is what we've come to expect from the Sheridan Bronx.
Greer's kick this time, again, will be taken at the 3-yard line. That's going to be Noah Reese. He runs into a wall of Bronx at about the 20-yard line, maybe the 19. Let's see where they spot the ball here. Actually, they're going to spot him all the way back at about the 16 or 17-yard line.
Yep.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Laramie at their own 17-yard line. So good kickoff coverage by the Bronx. And the offense comes back out on the field for Laramie. So Dax Parvin gets his instructions from the coaches. And it looks like maybe Laramie's just, the clock's not running, but boy, they're taking their time getting to the line of scrimmage here tonight.
Back judge is already counting.
Parvin. And that's going to be a delay of game. They did not get that play off. So that'll back them up 5. Boy, they're starting behind the sticks before they ever snap the ball.
Wow.
Folks from Sheridan, if you're out and about tomorrow, if you're available, the Gilding Conference Championship, kind of the freshman state championship game, will be held tomorrow here at Sheridan High School at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So they'll take on Cheyenne Central. The Sheridan freshmen have had a good year. So come on up and support the freshman football team. Parvin takes the snap, drops straight back, looks downfield, has a man. That's going to be caught out there by Isaac Kirsch. Kirsch will be run out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. He'll be shy of the first down, but good gain there on first down and 15. It'll set up second and about 3 for Laramie. So 12 yards there on first down.
You know, we've kind of seen this all year long. Sheridan coaching staff is okay with those short out patterns, and so that's kind of what Laramie just did right there.
They'll take it. Teams have taken advantage of that all year, but the Bronx, the defense, they make them drive the length of the field before you know it, someone makes a mistake.
Yeah,
the Bronx take advantage of that. So now Parvin goes under center, has 2 backs behind him. The give straight ahead. I think it's Gale, and he might get to the 25-yard line. Actually, that's going to be Weston Ennist with the carry. It's going to be about 3rd and 1, a 2-yard gain there by Ennist. Will make it 3rd down and 1 for Laramie at about the 26-yard line. Big offensive line for Laramie. This time, Parvin will have Gale lined up in the pistol with him. 3 receivers to the short side of the field. Parvin's going to go straight at the middle. He'll have enough for the first down and more. Out across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. So I think that's the initial first down of the ball game for the Plainsmen.
Yeah, just a nice quarterback draw right there. That was a quarterback run all the way.
Out to the 34, so Laramie will take first down at their own 34-yard line. So we're under a minute to go now. 50 seconds left here in the first period. Again, 2 backs lined up behind Parvin, who's under center. 2 receivers. The give straight ahead to Gale. Gale, he'll bounce it out, maybe a gain of 5 or 6 yards out to about the 40-yard line.
Good gain on first down.
Actually, that's going to be Caleb Marr. Marr, the 6'1" junior. Actually, they 5'8" junior, 130 pounds. Carrying the ball for 6 yards there on first down. Now it's 2nd down and 4. And see if Laramie gets this playoff as we were about 5 seconds from the end of the first quarter. Parvin under center and does not snap they do not get the playoff. At the end of the first quarter, it's the Sheridan Bronx 21, Laramie 0. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to Bronx football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
They'll tell you nobody sells campers cheaper than them. Let me tell you, they're wrong. We do. Midway RV in Sheridan has new campers at the lowest prices in the country. Units won't last at these prices. Limited floor plans available, trade-ins welcome, financing ready. Midway has a floor plan for you. Hit the mountain road or back road for less. Stop by our newest showroom on Coffeen Avenue in Sheridan. Visit midwaycampers.com. Lowest prices in the country, right at your fingertips.
Hi, this is Jeff Tomlinson with Stifel Financial, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Sheridan High School, Homer Scott Stadium. 2nd down and 4 as we go to the second quarter for the Plainsmen. Bronx leading 21-0 on the range scoreboard. Parvin will bring his troops out. Tyler Gale will be the tailback. 4 receivers in the formation for the Plainsmen. Parvin drops straight back Haswell, and they get the screen pass off to Gale. He'll cross midfield, and a nice play by the Plainsmen, setting up a first down for them out across the midfield, setting it up at the 47-yard line of the Bronx.
Great execution on that screen pass. They let Haswell go, and just before he was able to get to the quarterback, he just let it go, and it was set up perfectly. Nice play, Laramie.
Now they'll have 5 receivers in the formation. 5 receivers. Ennist will be open, puts his foot in the ground, cuts it upfield across the 40, down to about the 36-yard line. Boy, Laramie had 4 receivers to one side of the field, and the Bronx just let the underneath receiver go, and that was Ennist.
Yeah, he was wide open.
So 1st and 10, Laramie at the Bronx 36-yard line. I don't know if the Bronx didn't realize they had 4 receivers to that side, but Ennist was running free with no one covering him. So good execution on the offensive side for Laramie. This time Gale will be in the backfield. And Parvin looks and finds Sidarius. Sidarius is going to be tackled after a couple yard gain down to about the 34-yard line. So 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Plainsmen.
I think that was Cooper Lynn out there on the tackle. Good job of wrapping up and not letting him get any yards after the catch.
A.J. Sidarius came into tonight with 23 catches on the year and 3 touchdowns. So the Plainsmen taking their time in the huddle this time. Gale will line up as the tailback. They'll send 2 receivers to the far side of the field. And now Reese will now line up like in the slot. Fake the give, straight ahead. Parvin's pummeled, and he'll be dumped back. They are going to give him back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss of about 2 yards. 3rd down and 10 now for the Plainsmen. From the Bronx 36-yard line as we approach 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Sheridan leading Laramie 21-0 on the range scoreboard. Again, the Bronx will be the home team, the number 1 seed throughout the playoffs. They will play next week against the winner of Rock Springs and Kelly Walsh. And early on in that ballgame, Rock Springs was leading Kelly Walsh 7-3. We have a shootout going on in Cheyenne, Campbell County and East, 14-13 Campbell County in the 2nd quarter. Parvin drops straight back, looks downfield, nothing there. He's going to be grabbed and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and 10. I think Fisher Peldo was one of the guys there for the Bronx. And Hartman. So that Bronx defensive line doing a nice job, forcing now 4th down and 10. And it looks like Laramie's going to go for it here, trailing 21-0 with the ball on the Sheridan side of the field.
They're kind of in no man's land. Yep. Laramie is. So, I mean, I think they're making the right call. Go for it.
Watch the pooch punt here. See if they do decide to maybe pooch this thing. Parvin will have Gale lined up in the pistol. 4 receivers in the formation. And actually, number 12 flinched, but I think they're going to get the Bronx.
Yeah.
Haswell did get into the neutral zone, but I think he saw the wide receiver flinch.
I think so.
But they do get so it'll be 4th down and 5 now for Laramie. From the Bronx 31, much more manageable here for the Plainsmen. Parvin drops straight back, has a man, and he's going to be caught. I don't know if is he going to have the 1st down? It's going to be close. I think they're going to be short.
Yep.
I think they're just maybe a half a yard short.
Yep, it's Bronx ball.
Oh, they called it incomplete.
Oh.
So they called it an incomplete pass. So the Bronx will take over at their own 31-yard line. The receiver the referee on the far side, on the chain side of the field, said it was a catch, but the umpire came in and said, no, it hit the ground.
Okay.
So the Bronx take over on downs after the incomplete pass. Andrew Adams back in at quarterback for the Bronx, leading 21-0. Rogers goes in motion. They give it to him on the short side of the field. Rogers has one man to break, and that's not going to happen. That's going to be a big loss.
Just not enough room on the short side of the field to make that work.
That's a loss of about 4 yards on 1st down. It's going to be 2nd down and 14 for the Bronx. 8:15 remaining here in the first half. Adams will have 4 receivers in the formation. Keegan Rager will be in the backfield. This time they send Bogdanovich in motion. Adams escapes, gets it to Rager. Rager catches it at the 40, bounces off of a tackle. Now he's at the 40, 45 midfield, across midfield to the 40, 35.
He's still going.
And he's run down, finally tackled at about the 37-yard line.
He was bottled up behind the line of scrimmage.
Actually, that's the Laramie 33-yard line. So a big play for the Bronx, and that was all Keegan Rager.
Absolutely.
So Keegan really made things work that time. He broke a lot of tackles on his own. And Andrew Adams hurries his guys back to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers to the far side. Torrey Phillips, the receiver here to the near side. And the fake, now a slant. Haswell at the 25, 26-yard line where he's brought down. That's going to be a gain of about 7 or 8 on first down. So Beck Haswell gets things going. Finally with his first catch of the game. You know, he's been nursing that sore ankle for a few weeks now. 3 receivers to the far side. Phillips again to the near side. This time they give the ball to Rager. Rager bounces it outside. He's got a block out there. He's going to be horse-collared and thrown out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. So the Bronx will be first and goal at the 10. And the Bronx looking to put more points on the board here in the first half. Just good blocking on that near side of the field. The offensive line did a nice job setting up their blocks. Adams calls for the ball, now looks to the sidelines for the second set of numbers to be called in. Andrew flanked by Rager, 4 receivers in the formation. They give the ball to Rager. Rager breaks a tackle, falls forward to about the 3-yard line. Maybe they'll mark him at the 4. So Klinger on the stop there for Laramie. Mason Klinger. And the Bronx offensive line getting things done here in the trenches. .6:15 to go here in the first half. Bronx leading 21-0 and threatening again. And now the Bronx are going to have to call a timeout. Had the wrong personnel in. So a 6:01 remaining here in the first half. It's the Bronx 21, Laramie nothing. You're listening to Bronx football on 1410 KWYO 106.9 FM.
Friday Night Lights, hard hits, and Sheridan pride. Your Bronx are back on the field. 7P Builders is proud to stand behind our hometown team, supporting the athletes who give it their all every game. Off the field, when it comes to your home, 7P Builders specializes in sidings, decks, and roofs, new builds and remodels, helping families create spaces that last for generations. Call 307-763-3202 to set up your appointment. From the sidelines to your neighborhood, 7P Builders says, go Bronx.
This is Caleb Zier with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. The Bronx are knocking on the door again. 2nd down and goal from the 4-yard line. And the Bronx don't have a quarterback. Adams is going to now trot on after the timeout. Takes the snap, the give. That's straight ahead. Peyton Ormseth. Ryan, Peyton Ormseth has been hurt all year long. In fact, I was up here at practice Tuesday and Wednesday night. I didn't see him in uniform, even in practice gear then. He's on the field. That's his first carry of the ball of the year.
Well, senior night. Let him touch the ball.
So he's been nursing a really bad hamstring all year long. Just nagging injury that would not heal, and it's nice to see Peyton Ormseth get in some action here tonight. Now Keegan Rager is going to be the snap receiver. He'll line up at the Wildcat, bring Crow in front. Rager dives for the end zone, and he's in for the Sheridan Bronx touchdown. 5:15 to go here in the half, and Rager scores his second touchdown of the year, or of the game, I guess.
I was going to say, no, we've called his name a lot this year.
So Rager with a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bronx are on the board again. William Greer will come in to kick the extra point. Also getting in on some action tonight, Monty Morris, another senior who has not played at all this year after suffering a knee injury. He's in there on the extra point. It is up, and it is good. With 5:15 remaining here in the first half, it's the Bronx 28, Laramie nothing. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWYO 106.9 FM, and thanks to everyone listening on KOWB in Laramie. We're back in 30 seconds.
Farmers Co-op, home of the 99-cent soda, invites you to start your day off right with that first cup of Morning Joe and a little something to go from their awesome bakery rack. Then come back for lunch. By now, I know you've heard me talk about their mouth-watering sausages, but they also have a variety of hot and cold sandwiches along with a soup of the day. They really do have it all at Farmers Co-op, 1450 Coffeen Avenue in Sheridan.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. The Bronx just punched one in as Keegan Rager just got his second touchdown of the ball game, and the Bronx lead 28-0 on the range scoreboard. And Greer will tee it up again to kick this thing away. 5:15 to go here in the first half. Ryan, it's nice to see some of these seniors that have been injured all year finally getting some action on the field.
Oh, for sure. And nothing makes them happier than to finally be out here. And, and what a night to be able to do it here, on senior night.
Greer's kick. This one's going to be short. It's going to bounce at about the 15-yard line. Picked up there by Ennis. Ennis hits the edge. There's going to be a hold. Ennis all the way up and be driven out of bounds by the kicker Greer at about the 35-yard line. But there is a flag down, and I think they're going to get a hold on Laramie right about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I think it's coming back.
So Ennis was able to corral that thing and bring it to the near side, but a holding took place. And now the Bronx defense will come back out on the field. And Laramie will be backed up from about their own 20. I think they'll spot this thing down at about the 11 is where they will snap the ball from about the 11-yard line, I do believe. So 5:07 to go here in the first half. The Bronx looking for their 52nd consecutive win.
And 32.
If they win this one tonight, it'll be their 32nd consecutive home win, which would set and break another state record.
Seems like they do it once a week.
So Parvin stands at his 5, flanked by 2 backs. High snap given to Gale. Gale going to be smothered before he might have got to the 10-yard line. I think that's going to be a loss of about 1 on the play. They might give him
I think they're just going to give him forward progress because they're still marking it at the 11.
About a skosh over the 10-yard line. So several different formations for the Plainsmen so far tonight. But the Bronx defense has been able to figure it out here. Now again, 2 backs flank Parvin in the backfield. 3 receivers in the formation. Parvin gives the inside handoff. Actually, they snapped that directly, I think, maybe to Ennis. He faked the handoff, but Ennis is going to have enough for the first down out across the 20 to about the 23 or 24-yard line.
That was a nice run.
So just a little trickery there. I think it was a direct snap to Ennis. Right, a lot of these guys that carry the ball for the Plainsmen are juniors, so they're gonna come back with vengeance next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've done some good things tonight. So, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, you just keep building for next year.
They will either play at East or at Campbell County next week. Now Parvin goes to the far side, looks down, hits the sidelines, and going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. So it'll be second down and about 7 after a 3 or 4 yard gain. See, they're going to spot him out across at about the 28-yard line. So a gain of 4 on first down for Parvin. Again, Dax took over the quarterback job partway through the year last year for the Plainsmen as a sophomore and did a really nice job. And has been the starting quarterback here tonight, or all season long for the Plainsmen. This time, Parvin looks downfield, has a man, it's caught. That's going to be out of bounds, A.J. Sidarius, but he'll have enough for the first down out across the 35 to about the 37-yard line.
Laramie doing a good job of, just taking what the Bronx are going to give them and picked up a couple first downs.
Bighorn leading 41-0 over Upton Sundance with 7.5 minutes left in the first half.
Man. The Bighorn Rams just keep on rolling.
They do know they will play Cokeville next week in the first round of the playoffs at Bighorn, 1 o'clock Friday afternoon. Cokeville will come to Bighorn. Now, a pass downfield, and it's just a little overthrown. Pass intended for Isaac Kirsch along the far sidelines. Noah Newman out there defending, but the ball was just a little overthrown, and that'll bring up second down and 10 for the Plainsmen. Parvin wanted the home run. Still got a 14-13 ball game with 4 minutes left in the first half. Rock Springs still leading Kelly Walsh 7-3. This time Parvin will go under center, turn around, fake the give to Gale, give it to Ennist. Ennist is going to have enough for the first down right at midfield where he's knocked out of bounds. But a nice
another first
13-yard carry for Weston Ennist right at midfield. As the Bronx do have quite a few reserves already in on defense. Some of those seniors that don't get a lot of playing time getting some action here tonight on senior night. Parvin, this time he'll have one deep back in the eye. Now the give to the fullback straight ahead. That's going to be back to about the line of scrimmage. Nothing else there. Owen Matthews there for the Bronx, along with William Greer. So 2nd and 10, 3 minutes remaining here in the first half as we approach halftime. Don't forget, James Timberlake will have the Powderhorn halftime report for you coming up. He'll run down all the 4A scores and take a look at other scores going on around the state and preview the state cross-country meet tomorrow in Cheyenne. Parvin by himself drops straight back, has Ennist. Ennist going to catch it at the 45 and run out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. It's going to bring up a third down and about 4 for the Plainsmen. Weston Ennist really involved in the game plan tonight for the Plainsmen.
Yeah, he's been busy.
He's punted, he's kicked, he made a tackle on defense. He has caught several balls. He's run the ball out of the backfield. Maybe he does everything except drive the bus.
Oh, I was just going to say maybe he did.
Yeah. So Tyler Gale.
Nice player, though.
Tyler Gale will line up in the backfield right behind Parvin. 3 receivers to the far side of the field. The Bronx show blitz. Owen Matthews chasing Parvin. Now Greer. Greer corrals him. Boy, that's going to be a big loss. That is about an 18 or 19-yard loss all the way back to the 40-yard line.
Good coverage downfield by the Bronx defensive backfield.
And now Laramie's going to have to punt the ball away.
Because Parvin had nowhere to go with that ball.
The Bronx showed blitz. Parvin escaped the first guy, but then put on the brakes, tried to come back, and the rest of those yellow jerseys for the Bronx just kind of swarmed him. Was able to drop him at about the 40-yard line. So after putting the ball into Bronx territory, they're now, Ennis will punt this ball away from about his own 30 when he lets it go. And it will be taken there. If that's Noah Newman is going to be tackled inside the 30. I think the Bronx got back to about the 29-yard line, and that's where Sheridan will take over. So Noah Newman back on the punt return for the Bronx. The Bronx will have a minute 39 to see what they can do here. Ball at their own 29-yard line. They have 2 timeouts left here in the first half.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to punch another one in before half.
Andrew Adams has 4 receivers. He's going to bring Bodanovich across the formation. Wide receiver screen to Rogers. The blocking is set up, but good job by the defense. They got off their blocks, and Rogers gained 8 on first down, but it'll bring second down and 2 for the Bronx as we approach a minute 20 left here in the first half. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Again, 2 by 2 are the receivers. Adams drops straight back, finds Crow out of the backfield. Crow makes a man miss at the 40, gets down the far sideline at midfield, still in bounds, and then finally run out of bounds at about the Laramie 35-yard line.
Nice run.
So Braxton Crow showing off his speed down the far sidelines, tiptoed right past midfield and kept his feet in all the way down to the Laramie 35. 1st and 10 Bronx with 1:04 left here in the half. Adams again, he's going to roll to the near side, looks downfield, has no one there, fires it in, and it's going to be incomplete, looking for Gage Rogers. That was a tight window. Jackson Bailey there defensively for the Plainsmen, but it will be, and do we have an illegal man downfield? I think we do. There's a flag down. And so one of the Bronx linemen, that play took a long time to develop.
Yeah.
So it will be an illegal man downfield on the Bronx. One of the linemen got downhill. So they will step 5 yards off there. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Bronx. So 59 seconds left here in the first half. The Bronx probably wouldn't even mind to try to get into field goal territory, let William Greer try one. He's kicked one from 42 this year.
I think that's his only one.
Yeah, he's 1 for 2 on the season. Bronx haven't had a lot of opportunities to kick field goals. Andrew Adams. He's going to roll to the near side again. He fumbles the ball, picks it up. Able to get one to Gage Rogers. Rogers going to be tackled at about the 32-yard line. Clock still running. The Bronx not calling timeout yet with 40 seconds left here in the half. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers to the far side. Wide receiver screen. That's going to be Colton Phillip. Colton Phillip catches it at the 30 and run out of bounds at about the 29-yard line with 25 seconds left. It'll be 3rd down for the Bronx. Well, that would be about a 42-yarder from about right there. Let's see, 29, no, it'd be longer than that. So 3rd down and 4 for the Bronx. From the Laramie 29-yard line. Newman, Phillip, and Bodanovich, the receivers to the near side. 3rd down and 4 for the Bronx. Adams looks downfield, looks, and we've got a flag in the backfield. It's going to be probably a hold on the Bronx with 16 seconds left. But that'll probably back him up 10 yards. So that'll, I wonder if Laramie declines this. makes it 4th down. Oh, no, they are going to accept the penalty.
It. Yep.
So that's going to make it 3rd and about 13 or 14. 3rd and 14 for the Bronx. Now from the 41-yard line. 16 and a half seconds left here in the first half. Adams gets signals in from the coaches on the Bronx sideline. 2 receivers to the far side, Liam Weber and Gage Rogers to the far side of the field. Noah Newman and Colton Phillip to the near side. Adams sets up the screen, and it's incomplete again. They've really struggled setting up the screenplay here, especially in the last 3 weeks for the Bronx.
Yeah, there hasn't been one that's really worked.
Now it's 4th down for the Bronx with 13 seconds left. Let's see if they just go for a home run ball here. They do still have 2 timeouts. 13.1 seconds left, and the Bronx are going to call a timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWIO and 106.9 FM.
Have you been to the showroom at Thompson Master Masons? If you're thinking about doing a masonry project, you need to stop by and check it out. Thompson's is located on the corner of Broadway and 11th and Sheridan with a showroom full of brick and stone samples. They offer both man-made and natural stone. As a matter of fact, Thompson Master Masons has the widest selection of stone, block, and brick in town. Wholesale or retail, contact Thompson Master Masons.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back. Bronx football here on KWIO, also KOWB in Laramie. 28-0 Bronx lead on the range scoreboard with 13.1 seconds left here on the clock. 4th down and 14 for the Bronx from their own 39-yard line. Andrew Adams will bring his troops back to the line of scrimmage. He'll put 5 receivers into the formation. This is usually where we see wide receiver screens. Now they're going to option Braxton Crow back across the formation. Adams looks downfield, lets one fly. Gage Rogers has caught it at the 15-yard line, and the Bronx are going to call a timeout with 4.8 seconds left. Actually, I thought he caught that at the 15. They're going to spot it at about the 18-yard line. So now they're going to run William Greer out there. No, the Bronx called a timeout, didn't they? The Bronx had called timeout, I'm pretty darn sure. So this will be, the Bronx did get a timeout. So Torrey Phillips has got this ball spotted down at the 25. This will be a 35-yard field goal. No wind to speak of here tonight. And now, is Laramie calling a timeout as well?
Maybe trying to ice Mr. Greer.
So there should be 4.8 seconds left on the clock. It reads as 0 right now. But I believe it should be 4.8 seconds left. Because that's when they called the timeout with 4.8 left. And Torrey Phillips will spot this ball down at the 20, just a little over the 25. We'll call it a 36-yard field goal. I still don't think the clock is right. No, now they've got it right. 4.8 left on the clock. They did get it set. Snap's good. The hold is good. Greer's kick is up, and it is perfect. So a 36-yard field goal, and that'll have 1.6 left on the clock. Bronx increase their lead to 31-0. So a 36-yard field goal for William Greer. And now the Bronx will have to kick this thing off one more time before we go to halftime.
Just an update, Campbell County just scored on the last play of the second quarter. They're going for the extra point right now. If they make this, it'll be 21-13 Campbell.
That's a battle for the 2 and 3 seed. Both teams will host playoff games next week, but then if the 1 and 2 seeds were to win, the 3 and 4 seeds would have to travel if everything holds true in the playoffs. So the Bronx kickoff team, I'm sure they'll just squib this thing down along the 1.6 seconds left here in the first half. 31-0 Bronx lead as we approach halftime here. Don't forget, James Timberlake will have the Powderhorn halftime report coming up here just momentarily. He will break down all of the local sports and give you some scores along the way. Take a look at Wyoming Cowboys and Denver Bronco football as well coming up. The big border war tomorrow. I will be in Laramie tomorrow for the border war. And Greer's kick is just going to be pooch punted, and it will be picked up by one of the upbacks and going to be dropped at about the 35-yard line. And that will do it. We are at the half. It is the Sheridan Bronx 31, Laramie nothing at the half. When we come back, it'll be James Timberlake with the halftime report. You're listening to Bronx football on 1410 KWYO 106.9 FM and listening live also on KOWB in Laramie. We're back after halftime.
Chapman, Valdez, and Lansing, with offices in Sheridan and Casper, are ready to protect the freedoms and rights of the citizens of Wyoming. The Sheridan office of Michael Lansing and Nicole Soto provide competent, local legal services focused on businesses, real estate transactions, estate planning, employee protections, trust litigation, and personal injury. Michael and Nicole will aggressively, timely, and ethically protect your rights and are proud to support all local youth activities.
This year, First Northern Bank of Wyoming is celebrating an incredible milestone. 140 years of serving our Wyoming communities. For generations, we've been here through every season of life, helping families, ranchers, and businesses thrive. From local lending to personalized service, we're proud to be your community bank and trusted partner. Whether you're starting your first loan or account, growing your business, or buying your dream home, we're here for you. First Northern Bank of Wyoming, proudly serving communities for 140 years. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 402576.
When the Sheridan Bronx take the field, they bring strength, precision, and pride. At Simply Stone, they bring that same energy into every project, specializing in countertops. Their team fabricates and installs the finest quartz, marble, granite, and porcelain surfaces, turning your home into something truly exceptional. Just like the Bronx, they believe in hard work, dedication, and a rock-solid foundation. Stop by their showroom at 2745 Heartland Drive or visit simplystonewyo.com. Simply Stone, simply the best. It's time for the Powderhorn Halftime Show with James Timberlake. James will be back with scores from around the state, upcoming Sheridan County sporting activities, and what's happening with your Wyoming Cowboys and Denver Broncos after this. From your halftime show sponsor, the Powderhorn.
Celebrating 30 years of excellence, the Powderhorn Golf Community is Wyoming's premier golf destination. It all began with Homer Scott's visionary plan, creating an award-winning 27 holes of championship golf, a clubhouse filled with camaraderie, and a community like no other. Here, every view is a masterpiece, and every day feels like a getaway. Discover world-class golf, stunning homes, and join the vibrant community and club. Live where you play. Visit thepowderhorn.com today.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And a very good evening, sports fans. Welcome to the Bronx Halftime Report. I'm your host, James Timberlake. We're up at halftime over at Homer Scott Field. The Bronx are out in front in this one, 31-0. Powderhorn Halftime Report presented by the Powderhorn. I'm your host, James Timberlake. We're going to get you caught up with the rest of the local sports action for this weekend. And after that, we'll get a preview of the Cowboys matchup this weekend against Colorado State tomorrow. And the Broncos game against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday. But first, let's get you caught up on the other final games of the football regular season across the state of Wyoming. Starting things off in 4A, we had one game that was played yesterday, actually, with Thunder Basin taking on Cheyenne South. South is already out of playoff contention, and Thunder was able to lock up the 7 seed for the playoffs when they beat South 55-6 yesterday. Right now, Campbell County is down south, taking on Cheyenne East. The winner of that one is going to clinch the 2 seed in the playoffs. The loser will fall to the 3 seed. Campbell is leading right now 21-13 in that matchup. They scored a touchdown just before halftime to go up 21-13. Cheyenne Central is at home taking on Natrona. No matter what happens in that game tonight between those two, they'll be playing one another again in the first round. Home field advantage is up for grabs with this game, though, tonight, with the winner getting the 4 seed and the loser getting the 5 seed. Natrona is out ahead right now, 14-6. Wrapping up the 4A action on the other side of the mountain, Rock Springs is hosting Kelly Walsh, and the winner of that one will play Sheridan in the first round of the playoffs as the 8 seed next Friday. Rock Springs is on top. That one went to halftime as well a little bit earlier, up 7-0. Rock Springs is winning in that one. Locally in 2A action, the 2A East seeding is already locked up, with Bighorn having the 1 seed. They're hosting Upton Sundance tonight, and Bighorn is out in front handily right now, winning 55-0. They just hit halftime over there. Bighorn already has their first round opponent decided, as Lovell beat Cokeville earlier today, so Bighorn will welcome in Cokeville next weekend for round 1, with the start of that game set to be at 1 p.m. next Friday. Wrapping up the 2A action, Tongue River is just playing for pride this week as they are out of playoff contention. They're on the road taking on Glenrock tonight, and Glenrock is leading in that one right now 24-0. Switching over to the other local action for this weekend, the state cross-country meet is going on tomorrow in Cheyenne. All the Sheridan County teams will have runners there. Races will get underway tomorrow morning at 10:30 and will continue with the last race getting going at 1 p.m. In volleyball, all the Sheridan County teams will be concluding their regular seasons tonight. The Sheridan Lady Bronx are on the road taking on Campbell County. Bighorn is at home taking on Sundance, and Tongue River is at home as well, and they're taking on Wright. In girls swimming and diving, the Sheridan Lady Bronx will be competing in their conference meet today and tomorrow over in Gillette. And finally, wrapping up the local action, the Sheridan Hawks. They will be on the road this weekend for 2 games. First taking on Great Falls tonight, and then on the road taking on Butte tomorrow night as well. That's a look at the local action for this weekend. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get a preview of the Cowboys and Broncos games this weekend. You're tuned into the Powderhorn Halftime Report on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM KWYO, and you're watching live on SheridanMedia.com.
Valdez and Lansing, with offices in Sheridan and Casper, are ready to protect the freedoms and rights
House comes alive with the scent of fresh evergreens, Nordman, Douglas, and Noble Firs, each waiting for that perfect home. We're open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, and Sunday, 11 to 5, closed Monday, Tuesday, and Thanksgiving. Come wander among the trees and sip a hot drink, nibble on a fresh cookie, and take home a beautiful 18 or 24-inch wreath. And during Sheridan's Christmas stroll, we'll be open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. with chili cookies and holiday charm. Bring the family and make a memory at Mystic Tree Farm, 114 Decker Road, just past North Main Interchange. Find us on Facebook.
Celebrating 30 years of excellence, the Powderhorn Golf Community is Wyoming's premier golf destination. It all began with Homer Scott's visionary plan, creating an award-winning 27 holes of championship golf, a clubhouse filled with camaraderie, and a community like no other. Here, every view is a masterpiece, and every day feels like a getaway. Discover world-class golf, stunning homes, and join the vibrant community and club. Live where you play. Visit thepowderhorn.com today.
This is Patrick Johnson with Stifel Financial, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And welcome back to the Powderhorn Halftime Report. We're going to get over into the regional action now. James Timberlake here along with you here this evening. We're going to switch over to the Wyoming Cowboys to start things off. The Pokes are coming off a disappointing loss to Air Force last weekend, 24-21. It was a game in which they got what they needed out of their offense for the most part in terms of production, posting 409 yards of total offense and 25 first downs. Funny enough, it's the second straight week they finished with that many total yards on offense, the exact same amount they had against San Jose State. However, the defense and some timely defensive stops for Air Force was what beat the Cowboys in the end. The Cowboys did a pretty good job slowing down the run game for the first half, but the Falcons were really able to string it together in the second half, finishing with 330 total yards on the ground. I mentioned last week that the Cowboys had to avoid turning the ball over if they wanted to win against Air Force because of the way that the Falcons play. They did a good job of that up until the fourth quarter. The Cowboys were on the Air Force 3-yard line on a 3rd and goal with 9 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the game when Evan Sabota threw a pick in the end zone that Air Force kneeled down for a touchback. On the ensuing drive, Air Force drove at 80 yards on 8 plays in 4 minutes for a touchdown to give them a 21-14 lead. And then on the next drive after the Air Force touchdown, Cowboy QB Caden Anderson threw an interception at their own 29-yard line, which then set up Air Force for a field goal that would give them the 10-point lead with 3 minutes to play, and that hole was too much for the Pokes to try to dig out of as they would fall 24-21, dropping them to 3-4 so far this season. The Cowboys will now welcome Colorado State to Laramie for the 117th meeting for the Border War. CSU is the defending champion of the Border War, winning last year's matchup 24-10. The Cowboys' last victory between the two came in 2023, the year before, when they beat the Rams 24-15. It is turbulent times right now for Colorado State, though. Head coach Jay Norvell was let go last week following their loss to Hawaii that dropped the Rams to 2-5 on the season. Defensive coordinator Tyson Summers was named the interim head coach, and his first head coaching assignment will be on the road against arguably the team's biggest rival. It doesn't get much more out of the frying pan and into the fire than that. This will be the third matchup in a row, at least on paper, in which the Cowboys should have a good opportunity to score some points. Colorado State has really struggled defending the run this season, having given up 190 yards per game and just over 5 yards per rush, which is the bottom 15 mark in the country. Colorado State currently has the edge on the Cowboys in the all-time series record at 60-51-5. The Pokes will look to gain some ground with a win tomorrow night, and we'll bring you all the live action between the Rams and Cowboys right here on 1410 AM, 106.9 FM KWYO, with pregame set for 6:30 and kickoff set for 7:30. The Denver Broncos had maybe a polar opposite fourth quarter than the Cowboys this past Sunday. The Broncos took on the New York Giants on last Sunday, and for 3 quarters, Broncos fans were left wondering which team had actually shown up, being shut out and down 19-0 entering the final frame. And then Denver put together one of the most stunning turnarounds in NFL history, outscoring the Giants 33-13 in just the fourth quarter and winning the game on a last-second field goal from Will Lutz. The insane comeback made NFL history in a couple of different areas. 33 points was the most fourth-quarter points in NFL history by a team that had been shut out in the first 3 quarters. And NFL teams had also won 1,602 straight games when leading by 18 points in the final 6 minutes of a game. That is, until Sunday, when that streak was snapped, when the Broncos won 33-32. Up until that fourth quarter, the Broncos had a pretty disappointing first 3 quarters. In fact, their offense entered the Giants' red zone just once in those first 3 quarters, and it was toward the end of the third quarter. The Broncos gave up 3 first downs via penalty. They only converted 3 third downs of their own, and the Broncos had about 5 more minutes of time of possession overall. In the fourth quarter alone, the Broncos converted on 5 third downs and 1 fourth down, had 159 total yards, and got in the red zone 4 times, scoring a touchdown on all 4 of those appearances. The Broncos will have to go from that wild ride against a not eye-opening offense to this weekend, welcoming in one of the best offenses in professional football in the Dallas Cowboys. They're averaging top 5 marks in points per game, yards per play, and are top 10 in third down conversion rate themselves. They're especially proficient at throwing the football. Dak Prescott's having somewhat of an MVP season so far, averaging the second most pass yards per game and are second in sack percentage allowed as well, and third in completion percentage. However, it's the opposite on the defensive side. They've given up the third most points per game, the most yards per game, and allowed the highest third down conversion rate in the NFL. There really isn't a spot on defense that the Dallas Cowboys really shine at specifically. The Broncos would probably love to not have to try and recreate the game they had last week. It's going to take more of a full game performance from both sides of the ball to keep up with the high-flying Cowboys right now. However, the Cowboys defense does have enough weaknesses that the Broncos could do it again if they got there again. Magic 2 weeks in a row, maybe? I know the Broncos and Broncos fans probably hope not. You'll be able to listen to the Broncos take on the Cowboys on Sunday over on Fox Sports 106.3 FM with pregame set for noon and kickoff set for 2:25. They're getting ready to start up the second half over at Homer Scott Field, so we're going to send it back out to Shane and Ryan Parker for the kickoff. I want to thank you very much for joining me, tuning in. I've been your host, James Timberlake, and you have been listening to and watching the Powderhorn Halftime Report on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM KWYO and over on SheridanMedia.com.
Street in Sheridan, and they provide a myriad of services. What is a registered agent, you may ask? The real question is, what aren't they? Wyoming Corporate Office can assist you in forming your LLC or Wyoming-based corporation, provide mail forwarding service, and accept legal and financial documents, and so much more. Learn more today by visiting WyomingCorporateOffice.com.
Have you started having those conversations with others or began thinking to yourself what a new home may look like to you? Hi, this is Colton Bates with the Bates team at Best, and we want to help you bridge the real estate gap between where you are and where you want to be. Even speaking with an agent can oftentimes feel overwhelming because this is generally the #1 financial decision in a person's life. We've helped our clients through a wide variety of situations, and you will always have a thoughtful plan that considers your needs and timeline. Choose a real estate team that will take action on your behalf and deliver. Choose the Best. Give us a call at 675-BEST and visit bestwy.net today.
Range is giving thanks to local businesses that make living here the best. This year, we thank the Sheridan County YMCA, the Hub on Smith, Teriyaki Madness, Java Moon, and the Sheridan Seed Company for all they do. Range is donating to organizations chosen by these businesses to help spread joy and thanks this season. Live your West life. That's the motivation for everything we do at Range. Learn more at range.net/gives-thanks.
We all know what number 1 and number 2 are, but have you ever gone number 3? Well, if you have and you now need someone to come and fix your plumbing, there's only one call to make. A+ Plumbing has seen and dealt with it all over the years, and they will not judge you. Give them a call at 672-9454 and let them take care of your number 3. After all, they are number 1 in the number 2 business. A+ Plumbers, 672-9454.
This is Cheston Feaster with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to the booth here at Homer Scott Field. Shane and Ryan Parker alongside as we are at the half. Both teams are out doing their little 3-minute warm-up after the halftime. And I want to thank James Timberlake for his Powderhorn halftime report. Thanks for all the updates. And looks like as things start rolling here in the second half, we'll try to line out what the playoff picture will look like as we find out who's winning. And it looks like Campbell County's ahead of East for that 2 and 3 spot, and then Rock Springs is leading Kelly Walsh 7-3 in the third quarter. That's for the final playoff spot. Whoever wins that game will come to Sheridan next week, and we'll also try to get a score from that Natrona Central game. Last score we saw, Natrona was leading Cheyenne Central 14-6, and that game is being played in Cheyenne. So We will, and that's for the 4 and 5 seed. So one of those teams is going to get a home game next week, playing the other team again. So Sheridan did receive the opening kickoff. They will do. They'll kick to Laramie to start here in the second half. Again, we do know that the Bighorn Rams will be the 1 seed in the 2A playoffs, and they will host Cokeville, the 4 seed from the West, at 1 o'clock next Friday afternoon, and that'll be at Bighorn High School. Kelly Walsh just kicked a field goal. Oh, they got a safety, so they now trail Rock Springs 7-5. That's the bottom of the 7th. 7-5, bottom of the 7th at Rock Springs. But we will have the kickoff here. William Greer has it teed up. And he will kick off back deep for Laramie. Will be Reese and Ennist. Greer's kick is going to be short. It will bounce and be picked up by Ennist at the 15-yard line. He tiptoes near the 20, out across the 20, and going to be brought down at about the 24 or 25-yard line. So a nice little return there by Weston Ennist. So the quarterback, Dax Parvin, will bring his troops back out on the field to start the second half. So Parvin will have Gale in the backfield, split 2 receivers to each side. As they try to dig into this deficit, Sheridan leading 31-0 on the range scoreboard. Parvin, nothing. Now he's going to roll to the far side. He'll outrun those D linemen, and William Greer forces him out of bounds at about the 28 or 29-yard line. So a pickup of 4 or 5 on first down. Parvin just outran all 4 defensive linemen to the corner.
That's not surprising.
Right.
But Sheridan's defensive linemen, though, have showed that they do have a little bit of speed.
Yeah. So the Bronx had 247 yards of offense in the first half. Laramie with just 89. So a pretty dominant first half by the Bronx. Parvin this time looks, fakes the give, passes it off to Noah Reese. Noah Reese is going to go up the far sidelines, be tackled inbounds just shy of the first down.
So 89 yards in that first half for Laramie, and they average 264 a game on offense. So that Bronx defense did a nice job.
So it'll be 3rd down and 1 for Laramie. Parvin has 2 receivers to each side, and now Laramie's going to get some new signals in. Parvin, high snap, gives it to Gale. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, and it's going to bring up a 4th down for Laramie. I think the timing got off because of the high snap. That allowed the front 4 of the Bronx to get in there and make that tackle behind the sticks.
Yep. Loss of 2.
So it'll bring up 4th down and 3, and it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field for the Plainsmen as Parvin ran to the sideline, got some directions from the offensive coordinator, whoever's calling the plays over there, and comes back to the huddle. They break the huddle with Gale in the backfield in the pistol. They'll split 2 receivers to each side. 4th down and a long 2. Quickly, pass is going to be incomplete, but they're going to throw a flag. It's going to be pass interference, I do believe, on the Bronx.
Yeah, I think he got there just a little early.
And so the flag comes in, and it will be defensive pass interference. That'll set up a new set of downs for the Plainsmen. I think that's the first defensive penalty on the Bronx tonight.
I think you're right.
I guess they did have it. They did have an encroachment. So
yeah.
31-0 the score here on the range scoreboard. 10:22 left in the 3rd. As we play the final half of the regular season here at Homer Scott Field. That 15-yard penalty is going to mark the ball all the way out across the 48 of Laramie.
That's a big one on the Bronx.
15-yarder. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for Laramie at their own 48-yard, just across the 48. Give it to Gale. Gale going to be grabbed by Blaine Phillips and dropped for a 3-yard loss back to the 46-yard line.
Nice job by Blaine coming up from that quarterback or the linebacker spot. Pretty much untouched.
So 2nd down and 13 now for the Plainsmen, as Phillips did a nice job of shooting the gap and coming up from the backside to drop Tyler Gale from the backside. Now the offense breaks the huddle. They're going to send 4 receivers to the short side of the field and just 1 to the far side. So 5 receivers in the formation. Sedarius makes the catch way behind the sticks, and he'll be run out of bounds shy of the 40. Actually, they're going to put him at the Bronx 45-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Plainsmen. I kind of like that play call. They send 3 guys deep. One of the receivers steps back and makes that little wide receiver screen.
I almost thought that receiver that caught the ball was going to launch it downfield. I thought it was going to be like a screen pass, a wide receiver pass.
Parvin's going to go under center this time. 2 backs, and that's got to be a false start, doesn't it? Boy, the back in the backfield flinched a full second before the snap of the ball. Looks like the ball came out. Is it a fumble, or did they mark the progress stopped? But the officials missed a false start out of the backfield. I'll guarantee that the back flinched. He completely turned his shoulders. And no call, and now the officials are getting together to see if progress was stopped or if that was a fumble, because the Bronx did recover it. It's going to be Bronx
Sheridan ball.
They're saying it's a fumble.
And now Laramie's coach wants an explanation.
So they missed the false start, but they give the Bronx the fumble recovery. And so the Bronx will take over at their own 39-yard line. Blaine Phillips will be the quarterback. 3 receivers to the near side. The backfield is empty. And the officials are still not quite set here. 9:24 to go here in the 3rd. The Bronx take over after that's the 2nd fumble of the night for the Plainsmen.
We talked about it earlier. You got to take advantage of these. I mean, I know we're up 31-0, but you got to take advantage of turnovers.
Newman, Bodanovich, and Rogers, the receivers to the near side. Phillips will bring Crow in motion across the formation. And Phillips is going to go straight up. He gets a block from Crow, and Blade's going to have about 8 or 9 yards on 1st down. Boy, nice little run, got in behind Crow. And it'll be just shy of the 1st down. Give him 9 yards on that 1st down carry.
Yeah, nice patience, and just followed his blockers.
So again, pretty much the same formation. 3 receivers here to the wide side of the field on the near side as the Bronx go left to right across your radio dial. This time the give is to Crow. Crow will have the 1st down and more. He's into the secondary across the 40 and tackled down at about the 37-yard line. So a good burst of speed by Braxton Crow. Got past the linebackers and into that secondary where one of the safeties had to come up and make the tackle.
Just good hard running by the Bronx. I'm glad to see them getting back to what they want to do, which is they're a run-first team. So this is great to see.
This time Blaine will hand it off to Crow, and he's met directly in the backfield. Boy, that was an all-out blitz that time by the Plainsmen, and they caught the Bronx as Crow was dropped for about a loss of 1. They'll stay with the same formation, and now they're going to bring Bodanovich across the formation. They fake the give to him. Phillips has the screen pass off to Crow. Crow gets behind a blocker. He's at the 20 and knocked down there about the 19-yard line. Actually, they're going to say he's down right at the Laramie 20-yard line. So the Bronx will be 1st and 10 at the 20.
Finally, that screen pass was successful. So that's good to see.
2 by 2, the receivers on each side. Crow still the tailback, lined up alongside Phillips. Now he's going to switch from the left to the right side of the formation. Colton Phillip in the slot here on the near side. The low snap, they get Phillip. Oh boy, nice little slant play, but Phillips has it go right off his face mask. It hits the ground. Incomplete pass. It'll bring up 2nd down for the Bronx.
A lot of traffic in there where he threw that ball.
Campbell County now leading Cheyenne East 28-13 with just under 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. An update from the game at Cheyenne East. Now the Bronx back under center. Phillips in the pistol with 2 receivers to each side of the formation. They're going to bring Bodanovich across the formation. And it's a little wide receiver screen, and that's going to be a back. I don't know if that's a backwards pass, but whoever it was intended for wasn't even looking. And that pass falls incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down now for the Bronx. 3rd and 10 from the 20-yard line. So the Bronx have done a nice job running the ball here on this series, but after the screenplay, they've tried to throw the ball a little bit.
Right, keep it on the ground.
.7:37 to go here in the 3rd. Phillips. Now he'll bring Crow in motion. The snap. Phillips is going to roll to the left side. Has a man. That's going to be caught. And I think the Bronx are going to have enough for the 1st down inside the 10-yard line.
Be 1st and goal.
And Liam Weber on the reception that time for the Bronx. And the Bronx will be 1st and goal just inside the 10-yard line. I think they're going to spot it at the 9. So the clock will run after the chains are set. 7:17 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Phillips, basically alone in the backfield, brings Bodanovich in motion. Now swings it out to him. Bodanovich the catch at the 10, and he's going to be in for the Sheridan Bronx touchdown. Sladen Bodanovich with the Bronx touchdown with 7:03 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
That was a nice play, and Bodanovich just kind of, showed off some wheels and got to the corner of the end zone.
I believe that's Sladen's 1st touchdown of the year.
He might have gotten a special teams touchdown. He might have recovered one of those blocked punts early on in the season, if I remember correctly.
9-yard touchdown reception. And now Greer on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. With 7:03 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, it's the Bronx 38, Laramie nothing. You're listening to Bronx football on 1410 KWYO, 106.9 FM, and those listening live on KOWB in Laramie.
Now is the ideal time to improve your sleep with a new mattress from Moss Holders. Every Beauty Rest and every Serta mattress is on sale now. Moss Holders carries 19 mattresses for you to choose from. Whether you prefer super soft, extremely firm, or somewhere in between, Moss Holders has a mattress for you. Once you've selected the most comfortable mattress, you can customize your comfort and receive even more savings with pillows, sheets, and adjustable bases that can help with a deeper, longer, more relaxing sleep. That's Moss Holders mattress sale going on now. Moss Holders, furniture is our passion.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Sheridan High School. Shane Parker along with Ryan Parker here from Homer Scott Field. The Bronx leading 38-0 here on the range scoreboard. Bronx looking for their 52nd consecutive win and their 32nd consecutive home win, which would be a new state record here in the state of Wyoming. As it looks right now, it looks like it's going to be Sheridan the 1 seed, Campbell County the 2 seed, Cheyenne East the 3 seed. As of right now, Natrona would be the 4, Central would be the 5. Thunder Basin the 6, Laramie the 7, and Rock Springs would be the 8 seed if things hold true the remainder of the second half of these 6 o'clock kickoff games. Greer has it teed up. He boots this one away, and it's going to be caught at about the 5-yard line. That's going to be Reese. Reese up the middle of the field and dropped at about the 25-yard line, and that's where the Bronx will take over. And one of the Bronx players is down. I think that's going to be Thomas Schwartzbach, I believe. So injury timeout on the field for the Bronx with 6:59 remaining here in the third. Laramie will come out for their second possession here of the half. As the medical staff looks at Bogdanovich, we'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9. We'll take a 30. We'll be back right after this.
Have you been in to see Sheridan YO Sports Cards yet? It's the spot to get your hands on incredible sports cards and memorabilia. Sheridan's premier spot for buying cards. All major sports cards including fighting, wrestling, Pokemon, and even racing. These guys have hobby boxes for the serious collectors and packs for those getting started. Graded slabs from PSA, SGC, and if you have a big card to grade, talk to the guys to have your card submitted to PSA. Family friendly and located inside Sheridan Stationery Books and Gifts, 535 North Main, open 7 days a week.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. Thomas Schwartzbach is the injured Bronc that's down on the field. They are still working on him. But Ryan, as we finish up tonight's second half of these games and everyone looks forward to the playoffs, the 4A, obviously, the way that everyone's seeded 1 through 8, and in the rest of the classifications, they're in East-West divisions, and so you've got the top 4 seeds from the West taking on the top 4 seeds from the East. Bighorn's the number 1 seed from the 2A East. They all play the 4 seed from the 2A West, which is going to be Cokeville. And again, we did find out that game will be at 1 o'clock next Friday afternoon out at Bighorn High School. So that's when the playoffs will start for the Bighorn Rams. They are rolling. Upton Sundance tonight just got an update that it's 62-0 in the third quarter as Bighorn scored on their first play from scrimmage, probably with their backups in, I would imagine, to start that second half.
With Bighorn, they have just steamrolled everybody. I know the East is pretty weak this year. So
you take a look at the top 5.
It makes me a little nervous.
3 of the top 5 teams are from the West. Newcastle did sneak in at 4 this week, but really, Mountain View, Thermopolis, Lovell, and Cokeville are probably the next best teams after Bighorn. So all the power is in the West.
Yep.
And Bighorn will have to play 3 of those teams to win a state title.
Correct. So. But Coach McLaughlin does a nice job. So
Schwartzbach now sitting up as the
that's a good sign.
Medical staff continues to work on him. Wonder if he just got his, we don't want to speculate. They do have his helmet off. And so teams are talking things over with their coaches as Laramie will have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And as we continue to look at different scores from around the state of Wyoming, we will see if we can get some football scores updated in some of the other classifications as well. As we, in the 3A, Cody's all over Jackson, 48-21. Star Valley, they're going for their 30th consecutive win tonight. They lead Green River 40-0. Riverton leading Rollins 49-0. And over in Buffalo, Lander leading Buffalo 21-3. But it looks like Buffalo is going to sneak into that 4 seed because Torrington would have had to beat Douglas tonight to knock Buffalo out. And Douglas leads Torrington 28-10. And then Evanston leading Powell 28-0.
Well, it's good to see Thomas Schwarzenbach come off on his own power. He's not very steady, but he's coming off under his own power, so that's That's good to see.
So we're about ready to get things back underway here. So the Plainsmen take over at their own 25. Parvin will have Tyler Gale lined up right next to him. 4 receivers in the formation. A wide receiver screen out here to Isaac Kirsch. Kirsch has enough out of over the 35 and run out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down for Laramie. With 6:52 to go here in the third quarter, the Sheridan Bronx leading Laramie 38-0 on the range scoreboard. 1st and 10, Laramie after the gain of about 14 out to the 39-yard line of the Plainsmen. This time it's going to be Noah Reese splitting to the short side of the field. Parvin under center, turns, gives it to the first back through. That's going to be the little back, Caleb Marr, the first back through there. So Marr picks up about 4 yards on first down. 2nd down and 6 for Laramie. So Ennis and Gale in the backfield now for the Plainsmen. 2 receivers in the formation. Parvin goes under center. Turns, again, gives it to Marr, the first back through, and he's going to be stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. They might give him a half a yard. One of the big offensive linemen had his helmet come off, so he'll have to go out. That's going to be Oscar Neubauer. Has to leave the field for one play. Tyler Gale back into the ballgame for the Plainsmen. Also, Sedarius coming in. Again, A.J. Sidorius with 23 catches on the season coming in to tonight's ballgame. Parvin again under center. This time he's going to drop straight back. Looks to the far side. Has a man down there. Colton Phillip never turned his head and interfered. And they're going to get defensive pass interference again on the Bronx.
That's a couple.
That ball hit Colton Phillip right in the back of the shoulders. But he never turned around, and he was completely blanketing that receiver.
Yeah, if he turns around, he might have been able to pick that off. Way to take a shot, though, for Laramie.
So that'll be 15 yards. That'll move the ball into Bronx territory. They haven't even spotted the ball yet, and Laramie's ready to roll. Upton Sundance gets on the board with 1:20 left in the third, 62-6 out at Bighorn. So the ball will be spotted at the Bronx 41-yard line. And again, Parvin's going to go under center with 2 backs behind him. And they fake the give it to Ennis. Ennis grabbed and now breaks a tackle at the 40, again at the 43, and getting driven out of bounds.
Boy.
Actually, about at the 35-yard line. Poor tackling by the Bronx on that play.
I was just going to say, they got to wrap up.
So a gain of 6 on first down for Weston Ennis. Second down and 4. Ball placed at the Bronx 35. Under 4.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Noah Reese to the near side. Again, Parvin under center. He fumbled the snap, and he just has to fall on it right at the line of scrimmage.
And another Laramie helmet came off.
So Parvin recovers his fumble. Same guy. Oscar Neubauer has to leave again. That's the second time this series.
He needs to tighten up that chin strap.
So 3rd down and 4 now for Laramie after the fumbled snap. That's the first one we've seen of those tonight.
See if the Bronx can get a stop here on 3rd down, but it'll be 4-down territory for the Plainsmen anyhow.
Gale lined up behind Parvin, who's in the pistol. 2 receivers to each side. Parvin drops straight back. Now he's going to roll out, and they've got pressure. The ball's just going to be thrown out of bounds. Good pressure put on Parvin. It'll bring up 4th down and 4 now for the Plainsmen. Boy, the Marshall McEwen, the defensive coordinator for the Bronx, dialed up a little pressure that time.
That was Nick Mock. Showed a little speed trying to chase down Parvin.
So 4th down and 4 with 4:35 to go here in the third. Parvin, boy, they're taking a long time to get this play in. They break the huddle. Parvin with Gale behind him, drops straight back, throws to the corner of the end zone, has a man, he overthrows him. Boy, that was Isaac Kirsch. He had gotten a step on the Bronx defender, but the ball was overthrown, and the Bronx will take over on the incomplete pass. So the Bronx will take over at their own 35-yard line. We'll see who the quarterback, looks like it's going to be Dom DeStefano coming in to run the quarterback spot for the Bronx. I think he'll be the ninth quarterback the Bronx have had this year.
Snap receiver. But yes, no good. Let's see what Dom can do.
And the give straight ahead, Ormseth. Ormseth, he'll pick up a couple yards on first down. So Peyton Ormseth getting some time finally. Gosh, it's good to see him healthy.
Man, and he probably loves that contact. He finally gets to get hit. So
Nick Mauk and Colton Phillip will be the receivers to the near side. Weber and Bodanovich to the outside. Ormseth will be in the backfield with DeStefano, the quarterback. Dom sends Phillip in motion. It's time to give is to Ormseth again. He cuts up, tries to break a tackle, fights his way near the 45. They're going to give him the 44, but it's going to be 3rd down for the Bronx. Gain of a couple there. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6 for Sheridan. They spot the ball at the 39-yard line. So the Bronx offense, 3:25 left here in the third. 3rd down and 6. DeStefano brings Phillip in motion. They fake it to him. He drops back. Had a man. It's going to be dropped. That was Willis Long out of the backfield. Nice screen pass. He had some yards there. The Bronx are going to have to punt the ball away. Just their second punt of the night. They punted on their first series.
Yep, and now
at 3 and out.
End of the third quarter.
So 3:15 left here in the third. And Liam Weber will drop back to punt the ball away. Again, Liam said 10 punts this year, coming in 33.8 yards per punt.
Looks like Laramie's going to send the house.
Weber, good kick, high, and it's going to be caught and dropped, but covered up at about the 30-yard line.
Boy, that was close.
Ennis dropped it, but he was able to, it went right between his legs, and he just kind of sat down on it.
Yeah.
Covered it up. So the Plains will take over at their own 30-yard line after, that's a pretty good punt by Weber. Actually, they're going to say the 29-yard line. So the Bronx still not sure about Rock Springs or Kelly Walsh next week. Last time we saw that the score was 7-5, Rock Springs with the lead. Campbell County now leading Cheyennes 35-19 in the fourth, about 11 minutes left in that ball game. Marr has to come on quickly for the Plainsmen. He came on late. And Parvin sends it outside. It's going to be incomplete, looking for Noah Reese right through his hands. And an incomplete pass for the Plainsmen. Right, as we get ready for the playoffs, it's fun to be at home again, but we're definitely looking forward to having the Bronx at home for a couple more, hopefully a couple more.
Yeah, we were on the short end of the stick on this schedule cycle this year. Twice to Cheyenne and once to
Just got an update. Kelly Walsh kicks a field goal. They lead Rock Springs 8-7. Heard it's the bottom of the 8th now. That's still in the third quarter though. They fake. Now they give to Sidorius. Sidorius going to be maybe back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard.
Yep.
They faked the one way, went the other way to Sidorius with it, and the Bronx defense was right there. 1 yard gain, we'll call it. 3rd down and 9 now for Laramie. As the Bronx defense, a lot of these guys are younger underclassmen out there for the Bronx defense.
Getting some good minutes before the playoffs.
See Tristan Sampson, the senior, out there. Natrona County now leading Cheyenne Central 21-6 in the third quarter. So the playoff picture coming a bit clearer. Now Parvin looks downfield, has a man down the far sideline. It's going to be caught. Boy, that's going to be Noah Reese, and he races into the end zone. And that's no flags.
70 yards.
That's a 70-yard touchdown pass.
He just made a great catch.
From Parvin. And actually, that's going to be Isaac Kirsch on the reception. And he comes up limping once he goes into the end zone as well.
But he made a great catch. He had to
fingertips.
Fingertips. And then he was able to not stumble and whatever. And about 15, 20 yards after he made that catch, and he was in the end zone.
So Parvin to Kirsch, 70 yards for the touchdown.
The kick is good.
And Ennis' kick is good. And with 2:09 left here in the third quarter, it's the Sheridan Bronx 38. The Laramie Plainsmen 7. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Mobile banking is a terrific service with numerous features, and Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union has it. With the Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union mobile banking app, use your smartphone for remote deposit, transferring money, paying bills, making loan payments, and more. Take a picture of a check and deposit it into your account. Mobile banking is fantastic at Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union, 141 South Gould, member NCUA, equal housing lender.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Bronx Football here on KWYL. We're at Sheridan High School where the Laramie Plainsmen just hit a 70-yard touchdown pass from Dax Parvin to Isaac Kirsch. And Laramie's finally on the board. They trail Sheridan 38-7. Ryan just got an update. Kelly Walsh scored a touchdown. They now lead Rock Springs 15-7. So at this point, looks like Kelly Walsh will be making the trip to Sheridan next weekend. Just back and forth.
Back and forth down there. Is that in Rock Springs?
It is.
Okay. So anything can happen. That game's been weird.
Ennis has it teed up, and it's going to be an onside kick, and the ball is loose, and it goes out of bounds.
Oh, and did they throw a flag, or was he just marking it?
Is it going to be a kick out of bounds, or was it touched before it went out of bounds? I think it's going to be Bronx football, but I think they're talking about if it was touched or not before it went out of bounds.
I know Laramie got the hop that they wanted. Sheridan didn't corral it right away. So it may have gone out of bounds without being touched.
No, it was touched, so there is no penalty on the kick out of bounds. So the Bronx will just take over. I think the ball's going to be right at the 40-yard line, maybe the 41. Let's see where they spot this here. It will be the Bronx 41-yard line. 2:07 left here in the third. On the final Friday night of the regular season here for 4A football, the playoff picture is becoming a little bit clearer. And now Sheridan wants to have a talk. He just wanted an update of what it was. So now the Bronx offense back out on the field. And it's going to be Dom DeStefano running the offense here for the Bronx. Mauk and Phillip, the receivers, to the near side. Weber and Bodanovich to the far side. Peyton Ormseth alongside DeStefano. Now Phillip goes in motion, and it's a wide receiver screen out there. It's going to be caught and have enough, about, I don't know, 8 or 9 yards. And that's going to be, I think it was Torrey Phillips on the reception out there for the Bronx. So a gain of 6 on first down, out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Now 3 receivers to the near side. DeStefano gets the play call. And now Willis Long is in the backfield for the Bronx. He'll move from the left to the right. And the give, no, they fake the give. They get it off to Bodanovich. Bodanovich makes one man miss at midfield. Now he's off to the races. He crossed the 40 and tackled at about the 38-yard line.
Good job.
Sladen doing a nice job in the open field tonight for the Bronx. And now the Bronx on the move into Laramie territory, all the way down to the Laramie 38. We approach 1:10 left here in the third quarter. DeStefano again brings his troops to the line. Long again in the backfield for the Bronx. Malk will be the lone receiver here to the near side. 3 receivers to the far side of the field. DeStefano looks and gives to Long. Long, he's going to be dropped in the backfield. Boy, Weston Ennis did a great job coming from that linebacker spot. Came upfield and dropped all the way back, dropped Willis Long all the way back to the 46-yard line of Laramie. That's about a 7-yard loss on first down. 2nd and 17 for the Bronx, under 30 seconds to go here in the third.
Just couldn't quite make that edge to get turned upfield on that one. And see if the Bronx are going to snap this thing before the end of the third quarter. I don't think they will. I think the play clock was under 40 when they put the ball down. And so that will do it. That's going to be the end of the third quarter. The Sheridan Bronx leading Laramie 38-7 on the Range scoreboard. We're back for the final quarter of the regular season. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWYO 106.9 FM.
Get your team together for the Sheridan Rec District's region-wide Winter Shootout Basketball Tournament. All teams have a 3-game guarantee, and games will take place at the Sheridan High School and the Sheridan Junior High School. Divisions are 5th through 8th grade boys and 5th and 6th grade girls. This is a region-wide tournament taking place December 12th through the 14th. It's $250 per team. Register now online at tourneymachine.com. That's tourneymachine.com, or call the Sheridan Rec District at 674-6421.
I'm Doug Hockett with Stiefel Investments, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Sheridan High School, Homer Scott Field. Ryan, we've reached the final fourth quarter of the regular season, and the Bronx look like they're going to win their 52nd consecutive ball game. 38-7, they lead this thing, and they'll set a new state record with their 32nd consecutive home win. But all the backups are now in the ball game, and the starters, they're starting to look forward to postseason play.
Yep. And, you know, by winning last week down in Campbell, they secured the number 1 seed. Yep. They get to sleep in their own beds until we make it to Laramie.
So Dom DeStefano on first down got those 7 yards back. It'll be third down and about 10 now for the Bronx, back into Laramie territory, all the way down to the Laramie 38-yard line. So a nice run by DeStefano. Now he's going to be all alone, empty backfield, 5 receivers in the formation. Third down and 10. Now they bring Willis Long on the jet sweep. DeStefano keeps it, and he's going to be dropped after maybe no gain on the play. They might just keep it right there at the 38-yard line. Actually, no, they're going to spot the ball at the 37. So a gain of 1, 4th down and 9 now for the Bronx. And now looks like they're going to go with the same formation, 5 wide. We'll see if they put anybody in motion. They kept the ball on the quarterback keeper last time on the jet sweep. See if they might give it to one of them this time on the sweep. This time Willis Long does go. They do give it to him this time. Willis Long is into the open and tackled.
Just
He's going to be
short.
just shy of the first down.
About 2 yards.
Laramie's going to take over at their own 31-yard line, but a good hard run by Willis Long. Just tripped up as he got past the linebackers there.
I thought that he had found a little bit of a crease there, but it closed quicker than I thought it was going to and just short.
So Laramie does a good job stopping the offense of the Bronx, and they will take over at their own 31-yard line. Last time they had the ball, they hit for a 70-yard touchdown pass.
Yep, wouldn't surprise me to see him keep airing it out.
So 15-13, Kelly Walsh leading Rock Springs with 1:50 left in the ball game. So that one's coming right down to the wire. Kelly Walsh slings it. That's going to be caught out there by Serdorius. Serdorius is across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. We'll give him 4 or 5 yards there on first down, 5-yard gain. Rock Springs scored, but they missed the 2-point conversion to tie it, so they trail 15-13. And their reward, they get to make the trip to Sheridan, whoever wins that ball game. Laramie swings it out on second down. It's going to be enough for a Laramie first down out across the 40 to about the 42. And a Bronx is injured on it. He's laying down at about the 45-yard line. And Laramie does pick up the first downs. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Plainsmen after the injury timeout. 10:05 left here in the fourth quarter. And I think it's Nick Mauk who is down for the Bronx. And again, as we make our way towards the end of this ballgame, we'll try to give some updates and see what the 4A playoffs will look like. Bighorn beats Upton Sundance in their final game of the regular season, 62-14. And so the Rams complete an undefeated season as well.
And Mauk does walk off under his own power.
I think he just maybe got his shin banged there a little bit. That's what it looked like he was holding. But he walked off under his own power. Looks like he's okay. He's going to stretch out that leg a little bit. So the Laramie offense, 2 receivers to each side. Parvin drops straight back, looking down the field. Has a man who's going to be thrown way wide of his intended receiver.
Good coverage there by the Bronx, though.
Yeah, Jackson Bailey was the intended receiver. Sladen Bodanovich was back deep for the Bronx there. 2nd down and 10 for Parvin and his boys as the pass is incomplete. Don't forget the First Federal Bank and Trust post-game show will be coming up after the game. We will run down the scoring in tonight's ball game, and then we will hear from head coach Jeff Mowry. He will make his way to the press box, and we'll sit down and visit with him and his thoughts about tonight's game and looking forward to the playoffs next week. So this time Parvin pulls the ball. He's back deep. No one around. DeStefano chases him, and he gets loose. He's across the 40 and run out of bounds. He's going to end up picking up a couple yards out to about the 44-yard line. But he ran a long ways to get 2 yards.
Yeah.
Third down and 7. We'll call it 3rd and 8 for Laramie with 9:49 to go here in the ballgame. Parvin and his boys. He's going to send 3 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side with the empty backfield. They're going to send a man across the formation. They're going to sling it out there to him. Catching the ball, it looks like a speedy guy, Riggin Austin. He's going to have enough for the first down on the wide receiver screen. He's the man who came in motion.
He was quick.
And once he hit that corner, he turned on some jets and brought the ball into Bronx territory. And Laramie's going to go quick now. They're already set up, ready to go. Parvin claps his hands, calls for the ball, drops straight back down the far sideline, and it's going to be intercepted. The Bronx get the turnover. Let's see who that was. Was it? I think it was Jacob Laird who got the interception. So Jacob is going to come over and ring that turnover bell. He played that ball perfectly and got the big interception for the Bronx. So congrats to Jacob Laird, the sophomore, with his first pick in his career.
Yeah.
So the Bronx take over at about the 18-yard line. And now even more subs coming into the ballgame for the Bronx. Jackson Hansen checks in that offensive backfield for the Bronx. And Torrey Phillips will be the quarterback. 9:30 to go here in the ballgame. And now a timeout. I think the Bronx are going to get a delay a game call. And they do. It's delay a game. That'll back them up 5.
Getting these new guys in there and stuff took them a little bit longer to get that play called, so.
So Torrey has 2 backs, one on each side, 3 receivers in the formation. Calls for the ball, handoff, cuts it up inside. Not sure, let's see who that was. That's going to be Willis Long again on the carry. And he'll get about 3 yards back off the delay of game penalty yardage. 2nd down and 12 for the Bronx. Also see Michael McMillan in at one of those wide receiver spots for the Bronx. Michael McMullen. Phillips sends Long in motion. They fake it to him. Torrey hit in the backfield. The ball comes loose, and I think Laramie
got it.
Laramie just recovered it inside the Bronx 15-yard line. And they do. Laramie came away with it. The Bronx defense has got to come back out on the field with 8:47 left here in the ballgame. The Bronx, that might be the Bronx 2nd lost fumble of the year. There hasn't been very many.
Hasn't been many.
I think they had three interceptions and just 1 fumble coming into tonight's ballgame.
Oh, what game was it the East game that it was turnover, like three straight turnovers?
But those were a couple interceptions. And
right.
Stuff, yep.
But one of them was a fumble for sure. But yeah, they have not turned the ball over many times.
So Parvin sends 3 receivers to the far side. He's going to roll that way. Looking downfield, has a man. That's going to be Reese. He catches it at about the 5-yard line. He dropped maybe at the 4. Might be enough for the first down. If so, it's going to be 1st and goal. No, they're going to say it's just short. So it'll be 2nd down and 1 for Laramie. And the Bronx youngsters on defense have to bow their necks here.
Yeah, this is such good minutes for these young kids, though.
Very valuable for the underclassmen.
For the program.
Yep.
It's great to see.
So Parvin has Gale in the backfield. 3 receivers now to the near side. Parvin takes it straight up the middle, gets behind his back, and he's going to dive in for the Laramie touchdown. With 7:51 to go here in the ballgame, Laramie back in the end zone. Parvin goes in from 4 yards out for the Laramie touchdown. Laramie cuts into that Bronx lead. And the place kicker, Weston Ennist, comes on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. With 7:51 left here in the 4th quarter, it's the Sheridan Bronx 18, Laramie 14. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWYO 106.9 FM. And those listening in Laramie on KOWB, we're back in 30 seconds.
Looking to jumpstart a high-paying career without a 4-year degree? At Sheridan College, their career and technical education programs offer hands-on training in everything from welding and agriculture to healthcare and advanced manufacturing. Get real-world experience, learn from industry pros, and graduate ready to join the workforce. With small class sizes, one-on-one faculty support, and scholarships, Sheridan College sets you up for success. Visit sheridan.edu/tech to explore programs, request info, and apply today. Sheridan College, your career starts here.
This is Cody Leithhead with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Sheridan High School. Bronx football here on KWYO, and those listening down in Laramie on KOWB. Thanks for joining us tonight. Laramie will do the kicking here. It'll be another onside kick, I'm sure. Bronx hands team is out. So with 7:51 left here in the ballgame, Laramie got back in the end zone. Parvin with a 4-yard run. This time it's going to be booted. Let's see who got on it.
I think Laramie got on it.
I think Laramie actually got the ball.
Yep.
They do. So the Bronx give up the onside kick.
Boy, good job by that kicker, man. He kicked it nice and hard, and it just bounced right off of that Bronx.
Reef Spizak on the recovery there for the Plainsmen. So they get the ball back at their own 48-yard line. So it bounced off of Bronx and then went back inside that 10-yard zone, but it had already touched a Bronx past the 10-yard zone, so they recovered it. Parvin this time looks to the sideline, has a man, but it's dropped.
Looked upfield before he brought it in.
A.J. Sidorius dropped that one. It was low. So second down and 10 from their own 48. Parvin quickly back to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers bunched at the end of the line of scrimmage there. Drops straight back. Has a man, that's Reese, but Willis Long's going to drop him. The ball comes out, but it was...
they're going to say he was down.
Yeah, he was down.
I think that was the right call.
Gain of 4 or 5 there on second down. It'll be 3rd and 5, I do believe. So Willis Long making the tackle for the Bronx. Parvin drops straight back, looks to the sideline, nothing there. Now he pulls it down and runs. He's got enough for the first down, and he'll have it at the Sheridan 41-yard line before he's brought down. There will be enough for the Laramie first down with 7:07 left here in the ballgame.
They're going to go quick, but Parvin did a nice job there of pulling it down and taking what the Bronx were giving him.
Parvin again drops straight back, has a man along the sidelines on the far side. That's going to be caught out there by Kirsch. Kirsch pushes the ball down inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line before he's run out of bounds. So the Bronx youngsters giving up chunks of yardage here. I think Willis Long and Michael McMullen on the tackle for the Bronx. So the Plainsmen knocking on the door again. 1st and 10 at the Bronx 17. And Parvin just throwing the ball all over the field here on the young Bronx. Parvin, now he's going to roll to the near side, look downfield. Nothing there. Looks, and now he's going to take off with it. Breaks a tackle. He's inside the 10 and driven back there.
I think they're going to mark him right at the 10. Maybe just inside.
Just inside the 10. It'll be second down at about 2 for the Plainsmen. Under 6.5 minutes to go here in the ballgame. 38-14 Bronx lead on the range scoreboard. And now we've got a flag. False start going to be called on the Plainsman. That'll back him up 5. And the ball will be placed at the what's that? The 14-yard line. Yep. So Parvin slows things down this time, huddles his guys up. They break the huddle. Empty backfield. Now they send a man in motion. That's going to be Sidorius. This time it's looked like it might have been a backwards pass, but they ruled it forward. It was incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down and about 7 now for the Plainsmen on the incomplete pass. Parvin's pass intended for Kirsch out there on the edge on the far side of the field. Laramie going from left to right across the radio dial. 6:09 left here in the ball game, and Ryan, next week looks like if things still held up, probably going to be Kelly Walsh coming here to play the Bronx in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, and they gave us a heck of a second half.
Yeah,
I mean, we had a comfortable lead.
Sheridan was up 31-6 at halftime,
Right.
whatever it was. This time it's a underneath shovel pass to Kirsch. Kirsch breaks a tackle. Then he's going to be dropped right about the 10-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down now for the Plainsmen. 4th and about 2. So Laramie will come back to the line of scrimmage. Fourth down, and we'll call it 3 for Laramie. Natrona County will be the 4 seed as they beat Cheyenne Central 21-12. So Natrona will be the 4 seed. Cheyenne Central will be the 5 seed. Campbell County leading Cheyenne East 45-19 in the 4th quarter.
Wow, and that's at Cheyenne East.
Yep.
So Campbell will be the 2 seed.
Timeout on the field as Laramie took the timeout. They want to talk about this 4th down play here. So it'll be 4th down and 3. Looks like Star Valley will be the 1 seed. Cody the 2 seed. Lander, I think, will be the 3 seed from that side of the state. Jackson will probably be the 4 seed from the west in the 3A.
And did you already mention that Buffalo's going to get in?
They will get in. Douglas is beating Torrington 42-24. And even though Buffalo is losing 42-3 to Lander, for Buffalo to be knocked out of the playoffs, Douglas would have had to lose to Torrington.
Okay.
So Buffalo will get the joy of heading to Star Valley to play the number 1 Braves in the first round of the playoffs. Laramie runs one in,
but it's coming back.
It's going to come back on a hold. The pass was complete, and the receiver, Kirsch, just drugged the defender into the end zone, but it was a holding penalty called on Laramie. So it looks like it'll be Star Valley, Cody, Jackson, and Green River will be the 4 seed from the west side of the state. In the 3A.
Just a bunch of staples that always seem to end up in Laramie on championship weekend.
Right.
Sheridan, Star Valley, Pine Bluffs.
Cody, Bighorn.
Yeah.
East. If it's Sheridan East again this year, it'll be 4 consecutive years. There's a lot of football to be played before any of that happens.
Right, for sure.
So Laramie drops straight back. Parvin finds one in the end zone. It's incomplete. He had Sidorius open, and he overthrew him in the end zone. The pressure was coming from the Bronx. And the Bronx will take over with 5:20 left here in the ball game. Laramie has 2 timeouts left. So the Bronx will take over at the 20-yard line. And it'll be Torrey Phillips, the quarterback in there for the Bronx.
I think the Bronx are going to be content to just run the ball, work some clock, see if Laramie even wants to use their timeouts.
Tristan Sampson lined up in the backfield. Torrey's just going to take off with it. He cuts it up inside. He'll just get across the 20 to about the 21 or 22-yard line. Gain of a couple there for the Bronx. They'll give him 2 yards out to the 22. Clock continues to run. Near 5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Sampson will be the receiver to the near side of the field. I believe Long will be in the slot. Jackson Hansen in the backfield along with Torrey Phillips. They're going to send Long in motion. And we've got a false start, I do believe, on the Sheridan.
Yep.
And so with 4:38 left here, they do get the false start call. Couple foreign exchange students on the team for the Bronx too this year. Sean Widener, I think he's a kid from somewhere like Germany, something like that. Never seen American football really before. He just checked in for the first time tonight.
Awesome.
Torrey Phillips, he's got the keeper. He breaks a tackle at the 25. He's across the 30 and stumbles forward to the 35-yard line. That's going to be a Bronx first down, but well, you can see the quickness of Torrey Phillips.
Yeah, if he doesn't stumble, he might be gone.
So Torrey,
that 35-yard line reached up and got him by the ankle.
Little turf monster got him. So good to see a couple of different foreign exchange students partaking in football here in the States with the Bronx.
You know, as I've hosted a couple of exchange students in previous years, and just watching them, you know, take in these American traditions and stuff, it's very rewarding.
Yeah, for sure. Phillips on the keeper again. He'll take it across the 35 to about the 36. It'll be second down and 9 now for the Bronx. And so the Bronx are in no hurry. They're just going to let time click away here. So senior night almost in the books here for the Bronx. So they look for their 52nd consecutive win here. Third longest winning streak in United States high school football currently. This time they do give it to Long. Long across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Good hard running by Willis Long. Boy, I like the way he hits that hole hard and just keeps his feet driving. Pushes the ball out to the 42-yard line.
And just a sophomore.
Yep.
He, very valuable minutes for him.
Yeah, a lot of sophomores in the ballgame right now for the Bronx. Don't forget the freshman state championship game tomorrow, 10 o'clock right here at Sheridan High School. Now the Bronx, again, I think it's going to be Long out to about the 45-yard line. If he reaches the 45, it will be enough for the Bronx first down, and they are going to give it to him. Bronx with the first down run by Willis Long, 2:51 to go here. The Bronx can get one more first down. They will be able to just enter victory formation.
Yep. For the 52nd straight time.
Yep. So Torrey Phillips looking to the sideline, gets the signals in from the coach. Long again in the backfield. 3 receivers in the formation. This time it is the give to Long. Long hits the corner and going to be stacked up after a gain of a couple out to the 47.
Good job staying in bounds, though.
So Phillips, again, they hit the 2-minute mark here. 2nd down and 8 for Sheridan. Just mop up time now for the Bronx. Phillips brings long in motion, fakes the give. Torrey goes right up the middle, and he's going to have enough for the Bronx first down. As we have 1:39 left, the clock will stop to move the chains, and victory formation coming.
Yeah, the starters are coming back in.
And that's going to do it. The Bronx will snap it a couple more times, and the Bronx will walk away with their 52nd consecutive win. They will set the new state record with the 32nd consecutive home win here for the Bronx as well. And now a timeout. I'm not sure why we're calling a timeout. Oh, illegal substitution, is that what they called?
I think so.
Yeah, the Bronx, they get called for an illegal substitution. And now they will go into victory formation. Want to thank everybody in Laramie listening live tonight on KOWB. Thanks to our good friend David Settle for allowing us to give the feed tonight down there. Hope everyone has a great evening in Laramie when we wrap this thing up. David doing Wyoming Cowgirls tonight, so Bronx will have to snap it at least one more time, as we are now under a minute left in this ballgame. The Bronx are going to win this thing 38-14 will be the final. They'll be the number 1 seed in the 4A playoffs next week. And it looks like it will be Kelly Walsh coming to Sheridan unless something else happened that we're not aware of yet. That will be the final snap there. And Sheridan Bronx football completes their 4th consecutive undefeated regular season.
Unbelievable.
Head coach Jeff Mowry will move to 83-9 in his coaching career. His 8th season as head coach. 83-9.
Amazing.
His wins, losses. And the clock ticks down, and that is the final. Bronx win it 38-14. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we will have the First Federal Bank and Trust postgame show right here on 1410 KWYO at 106.9 FM.
Hi, this is Dylan Kraus, president of Security State Bank. We're going to the dogs and cats the rest of the month. Our team is bringing pets to work to bring awareness and support for our local animal shelters. Stop by, meet our furry friends, and help pets waiting for their forever home. We are accepting donations and sharing info on local shelters. Security State Bank, 2070 Coffeen Avenue here in Sheridan, and in Basin, Gillette, and Worland.
Security State Bank, small enough to listen, big enough to help. NMLS 401472, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you have family coming to town and not enough room in your home to accommodate them? Book them a room at the Candlewood Suites in Sheridan. They'll enjoy features like fully equipped kitchens that include a microwave, full-sized refrigerator, dishwasher, stovetop, even pots and pans, and free guest laundry. Did I mention the outstanding views of the Bighorns? Book your reservation with the Candlewood Suites and relax knowing they'll feel right at home. Call the Candlewood Suites 307-675-2100.
It's Wyoming. 1 minute you're melting like ice cream in August, the next you're colder than an ice fisherman's backside in January, and your dog's stolen all the blankets. Luckily, Carl's Heating and Air Conditioning has your backside. Carl knows Wyoming weather better than anyone. Then he'll keep your home comfy whether Brutus gives back those blankets or not. Call Carl's Heating and Air Conditioning today or find us in the Country Bounty Business Directory. Carl, making homes comfortable no matter how moody Wyoming weather gets.
Hey, Doug, why is there a giant pumpkin sitting in the showroom?
Bob, it's October. Pumpkins, costumes, and our Scary Good Tire Sale.
Scary Good Tire Sale?
Buy 3 tires, get the 4th for just $1. It's back. No tricks, just a big treat.
Exactly. And unlike Halloween candy, these tires won't rot your teeth.
But they will grip the road when it's icy.
That's right. Go into Waring Chevrolet where they put the boo in the... never mind.
Buy 3 tires, get the 4th for just $1 all month long at Waring Chevrolet, online at WaringSheridan.com or 107 East Alger.
Leaves crunching, kettles whistling, football helmets colliding, families chattering, the sounds of fall. Hearing loss can be a subtle thief, taking away these precious sounds and others that make our lives so rich. If you think you or a loved one may be struggling, please call our office to schedule your free hearing test and consultation. There is nothing to lose and everything to gain. Let the changing seasons encourage you to make a positive change for better hearing. Call 674-8920 on the web at ebahearing.com or visit on Coffeen Avenue right next to Sherwin-Williams.
You know what makes a big difference in life?
I know, making smart money choices.
That's why First Federal Bank and Trust partners with local schools and organizations to teach financial basics.
They make it fun and interactive with free materials, bank tours, and real conversations.
And we tailor everything to fit your classroom or group.
I want to get started right now.
You can learn more at efirstfederal.bank. First Federal Bank and Trust.
Investing in strong financial futures.
Heads up, McDonald's Monopoly's back. Every bite of your favorite menu items could win you free food, a new car, an amazing vacation, even $1 million. Just peel your game pieces, enter them in the McDonald's app, and start collecting to win. With over 30 menu items in the game, every order's a chance to score big. Don't wait. Monopoly at McDonald's is on. Eat, peel, play, and win. Your next bite could be the one that changes everything. McDonald's, Sheridan, Buffalo, and Gillette.
Hi, this is Alicia Carroll with ERA Care Realty and Pinnacle Home and Land Group, 675 Sumner Street, listed for just $357. Lovely ranch-style home, gorgeous backyard with mature trees, 1-car garage, newer roof, newer air conditioning, covered patio, 1-car garage. This is a must-see. Call me, Alicia Carroll, at 307-752-6997.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Sheridan High School, the First Federal Bank and Trust post-game show. Shane and Ryan Parker here live from Sheridan High School. The Bronx just won their 52nd consecutive game, 32nd consecutive home game, a new state record. And Ryan, 38-14 the final over the Laramie Plainsmen. And now it's time for the playoffs.
Yeah. Everybody starts 0-0 now. So, playoffs is a whole new season. So, but luckily for the Bronx, they did what they needed to do during the regular season and don't have to travel.
Yeah, they get to sleep in their own beds.
Exactly.
The routine is good. You know, no getting on the yellow zinger and making their way down I-25 or I-90.
Or I-80.
Or I-80, for that fact, yeah. So let's take a look at how the scoring went tonight in the first quarter. Off of a Laramie turnover, they turned it over to the Bronx at the 31-yard line. A few plays later, Keegan Rager, a 1-yard touchdown run, and the Greer kick was good. The Bronx led 7-0. And there was 5:32 left after another Laramie 3 and out, and they punted the ball to us. Braxton Crow caught a good run, 11-yard touchdown run. William Greer's kick was good. The Bronx led 14-0 at that point, and then the Bronx got the ball back with just over 3 minutes left in that first quarter, and Gage Rogers caught a 10-yard touchdown pass from Blaine Phillips, just a thing of beauty in the corner of the end zone. That was with 2:04 left. William Greer's kick was good, and the Bronx led 21-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, the Bronx did a great job on that their first touchdown, taking advantage of the turnover and putting some points up, which is what you got to do in 4A football.
Well, the Bronx looked awful on their first drive. They
went 3 and out.
Yeah, 3 and out.
Or maybe a penalty.
Negative yards.
Yeah.
And so, but after that very first possession, the Bronx really looked good in the first quarter. In the second quarter, with 5:15 left in that second quarter, Keegan Rager got his second touchdown of the game, a 3-yard run. William Greer's kick was good. The Bronx led 28-0. And then the Bronx did get the ball back again. I think after another turnover, Laramie did turn it over. And with 1.6 seconds left on the clock, William Greer got his second field goal of the year, 36-yarder. And the Bronx led 31-0 at halftime.
Yeah, they just did a nice job of controlling the ball there. And it was good opportunity for William to be able to try a field goal.
Absolutely good execution down the stretch, got him in field goal range and able to put one through the uprights. So with the Bronx leading 31-0 at halftime, the Bronx kicked off to start the second half to Laramie. Laramie gave the ball back to Sheridan, and with 7:03 left in that third quarter, Sladen Bodanovich caught a 9-yard touchdown pass from Blaine Phillips, and William Greer's kick was good. It was 38-0 Sheridan, and then they put in all the second and third strings. Everybody that was dressed tonight saw the field.
I think so.
And Laramie was able to punch in a couple late touchdowns on some of the second and third stringers. But with 2:09 left in that third quarter, Dax Parvin hit Kirsch on a 70-yard touchdown pass. Weston Ennis' kick was good, and the Bronx led 38-7. And then Dax Parvin got a 4-yard touchdown run with just under 8 minutes left in the ball game. For Laramie, the kick was good, and the final score, 38-14. The Bronx, the number 1 seed, headed into the playoffs. They will host the Kelly Walsh Trojans right here at Homer Scott Field next Friday night, I would imagine 6 o'clock. We haven't heard an official start time for the playoff game yet, but I would imagine it'll be 6 o'clock next Friday night. We're going to take another timeout. When we come back, we will have head coach Jeff Mowry here on the postgame show. You're listening to Bronx Football on 1410 KWYO at 106.9 FM.
We're more than just a bank. We're part of the community. Hi, this is David Hubert from First Bank of Wyoming. From small towns to big dreams, we are here for our customers, helping Wyoming grow. Whether you're saving for the future, expanding your business, or buying your first home, we're here every step of the way. First Bank of Wyoming, local, trusted, and always by your side. First Bank of Wyoming, division of Glacier Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Are you ready for a better banking experience? Camco Federal Credit Union is excited to announce the opening of our new Sheridan branch location. Our new branch features a 3-lane drive-through, our new depository ATM, and new Saturday hours. At Camco, you're more than a number, you're a member. Come meet our staff and let us give you a tour of the amazing features of our new branch, located at 2511 Coffeen Avenue in Sheridan. Camco Federal Credit Union, member NCUA, and equal housing lender.
Need screen printed and embroidered items? Well, whatever you need, Kilpatrick Creations is the go-to local company for these types of items. If it's screen printed or stitched, we are the ones to help you. Give us a call first. We're here to help you and want to help you with your imprinted garment or accessory needs. We've been in the business and serving Sheridan County for over 20 years. We have the experience, talent, and selection of goods that allows us to help you promote your business, club, or event in the best, most affordable way possible. Come see Kilpatrick Creations for all your screen printed or embroidered needs.
Building or remodeling your home or commercial space can be overwhelming.
With so many decisions to make, choosing the right contractor matters.
At North Country Construction, we believe you deserve a team you can trust.
From initial planning and site work to concrete and final touches, we handle the entire process with a decade of quality in the Sheridan area that speaks for itself.
When only the best will do, call North Country Construction, 307-461-2896.
307-461-2896.
One Health in Sheridan provides medical care, mental health, and other support services for the whole family. Our whole person approach serves children, adults, and seniors, and we accept patients with private insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, and no insurance. From childhood immunizations and wellness checks to substance use treatment, visit One Health for same-day availability and an income-based sliding fee. Visit onechc.org/Sheridan for more information.
In a place where honesty and hard work define us, there's a bank that's fully invested in Wyoming. The banks of Buffalo, Gillette, and Sheridan. We understand that business owners are the backbone of our communities. And whether you run a ranch, a restaurant, or a retail store, we're here to support you with a range of account options and personalized services without all the unexpected fees. Because when your business succeeds, our communities thrive. Visit buffalofed.bank for all your business banking needs. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
They'll tell you nobody sells campers cheaper than them. Let me tell you, they're wrong. We do. Midway RV in Sheridan has new campers at the lowest prices in the country. Units won't last at these prices. Limited floor plans available, trade-ins welcome, financing ready. Midway has a floor plan for you. Hit the mountain road or back road for less. Stop by our newest showroom on Coffeen Avenue in Sheridan. Visit midwaycampers.com. Lowest prices in the country, right at your fingertips.
Hi, this is Brad at Primate Motors, and let me tell you, partnering with Sheridan Media and the Country Bounty has delivered proven results time and time again. Our Sheridan Media Guide keeps our message fresh, and his reliable customer service means we're never left hanging. If you're looking to move inventory or grow your brand, I say saddle up with the best. Sheridan Media Radio and the Country Bounty. The proof's in the pavement, and that's the results you can haul to the bank.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to a victorious Homer Scott Field. Seniors enjoying this final one on the field tonight. All those they're all hanging out, taking pictures, and enjoying this one tonight. As every guy that dressed tonight got on the field, I believe it was good to see some of those real young kids get to play tonight. And the Bronx won this thing 38-14, the 52nd consecutive win, and the Bronx broke another state record tonight with their 32nd consecutive home win. So a couple of state records that probably be pretty tough to touch, although Star Valley did win their 30th consecutive tonight as well, so that's a streak that they have going. And joining us now on the post-game show is head coach Jeff Marion. Coach, great win, boy. Finally, nice to let the kids kind of get out in front and kind of relax, but you played a great first half.
Yeah, I think the kids played hard. It came out and you never know what's going to happen on senior night because you recognize all the kids and the parents, and it's a little bit different pregame, and you're never quite sure if the guys are ready to roll. And we came out and went 3 and out on offense and didn't do anything with the ball, and I was a little worried. And then the first play on defense, we get the ball out and put ourselves in great field position, get up quick 7-0. It was a great start to the game for our defense. Offensively, not our cleanest start for sure, but really after that, controlled the whole first half and went in with a pretty good lead in the first half. It was a good way to start.
The last couple of weeks, you guys haven't done a lot of taking the ball away from the other teams. They've done a good job protecting it, but tonight you got a couple of takeaways, and that kind of put you in a good field position to score more points.
Yeah, we really did. Those, especially early on, and put us in great field position. And when we get the ball in field position like that, we're pretty dangerous, and so we do a good job finishing drives. The defense, just getting that ball out is huge. They get it out in the first one. We had a chance to scoop and score. I think the guys will kick themselves watching the film. And then the second one, the big guys get on it at the end. And so it was good to see that one again, a tremendous field position. And then our guys, just our offensive line, I thought it did a great job of controlling the line of scrimmage. We were able to run the ball and be effective in the run game.
So finish the regular season. You're the number 1 seed. It's going to be Kelly Walsh coming here next Friday. I would imagine 6 o'clock kickoff. We haven't heard officially yet, but the ADs will get together and get that figured out for Friday night. And but we played a great first half against Kelly Walsh the first time we saw him, but things kind of went south in the second half, so you'll want to at least look at that film and kind of clean some things up.
Absolutely. They were really physical with us. We had a fast start and then came out super flat in the second half and gave up some big plays, and that's not what you can't do against an offense like that. If you make them drive 80 yards and go to 20-play drives, it's hard to sustain 20-play drives. That's what we've got to force them to do. And every time they scored, they had a big play someplace in that drive, whether they scored on it or not, a big play, a big chunky yards, and we can't give that up. So we've really got to be very, very smart on defense, read our keys. They run a different style of offense than we've seen the last couple of weeks, similar to Rock Springs. And so we'll be in the box, and it'll be a physical matchup, and a lot of it will be, on our guys up front controlling the line of scrimmage, which I think we have the ability to do. And so it'll be a fun week of prep.
I think before you came on with me, I was talking about how I think every guy that was in uniform tonight got to play, including a couple of those guys that have never seen American football before.
Yeah.
Your foreign exchange students, they even got in and got some action tonight. It's got to be pretty rewarding for those kids to see that.
Yeah, they came to the U.S. this fall, never being here before, and they stayed, and they wanted to try American football, which is really different than what they've ever known before. And so they, credit goes to them. You've got to be tough to come out here, and they've showed up to practice every day, and they battle and practice and do a good job. And you could see they participated in the senior recognition and their memories of football, and I think I hope it's just a positive memory and a part of the the experience here in the U.S. that they've enjoyed.
Well, I know we're not going to look way down 3 weeks now, but it'd be fun to take a ring home back to your home country, wouldn't it?
Yeah. We got our work cut out for it before that. Kelly Walsh team that gave us more than we wanted.
Yeah, for sure. As you look now towards the playoffs, the regular season's over. Do you do anything different in the upcoming weeks as you prepare for teams in the playoffs, just kind of stick to your same routine.
Yeah, we try to fine tune and again find our strengths and put us in the best situations we can. And this is just another film that we get to look at, break down, and identify. Here are our strengths, and how can we highlight those strengths? And we've got some things we can do. Special teams wise, we had one big return there and put us in great field position, but our special teams have been kind of taken away. We haven't had those returns, and so we've got to find a way to create some excitement and change field position on special teams. And then just be more efficient. That first drive on offense the last few weeks has been tough, and so how can we do a better job there, getting off to a better start? Because we just didn't move the ball, not even a first down. And so we've got to find ways to continue improving that, and we'll go to work and beat up the film and be ready for another game next week.
I thought there was some other things that happened tonight, and I'll let you go here quickly, but just to even build confidence in your guys, like William Greer getting the opportunity to kick another field goal. Yep. Just some of those type of things. Dom DeStefano got to show some of his skills off tonight. Yep. Torrey showed off some of his speed that he can. Yep. Just little things that might come to play as you roll along in the playoffs.
Absolutely. It's always good, even though whether it's the playoffs or next year, they've got a little experience on Friday nights, and it builds confidence in them, and they have the ability to go play if we need them. We had 2 more seniors get injured tonight, which we've unfortunately hit with a string of them, and I don't know if we'll get them back, so those younger guys got to be ready to play, because the game of football unfortunately is a physical sport, and people get hurt, and we've had more than our fair share this year, and we'll continue to find the next guy that is ready to play, and we'll put them out there.
Your big playmakers, they were still nursing some injuries. Didn't have to put them on the field a lot tonight, and that should help going forward.
Yeah, anytime we can get those guys rest and not play them a ton is super helpful. And maybe we get them back next week. Well, maybe not. Hopefully, we'll continue to keep our fingers crossed and they feel better. But it's a tough bunch of kids, because they, when we're playing practice and scout team, it's about every kid we have right now is on either the varsity team or the scout team, and we don't have many guys on the sideline, so they play a lot of reps in practice.
And I did see a couple of seniors that hadn't been in uniform all year long actually got some reps tonight. Monty Morris, he at least got in on an extra point. I did see him in there. I don't know if he got any.
He played a lot of guard actually too. Yeah.
And then Peyton Ormseth got some carries tonight as well. And they haven't been in uniform once all year. They're finally on the field.
Yep. Yeah, it's good. And, as much as it is good for our team, it's even better for them. And the mental part of being injured is really hard. And those two have battled it. And, to be able to get on the field at senior night and be able to get a few carries for Peyton and get out there. Money actually played, quite a bit at guard. And so got to make some experience and hopefully, just a little bit of opportunity to build some more depth there.
You bet. Well, congratulations on number 52.
I appreciate it.
And we'll look forward to the playoffs next week.
Thanks, Shane.
Have a great week of work.
Yes, thank you.
Head coach Jeff Mowry here on the post-game show. Again, the Bronx win this thing, another 4th consecutive undefeated regular season, and the Bronx won number 52 in a row. They are now 9-0 on the season, and they will face the Kelly Walsh Trojans next Friday night in the first round of the playoffs, and we'll have it all live here for you. But the Bronx win this one going away tonight, 38-14. Want to thank the crew downstairs for bringing you the live stream. They always do a great job. Thanks to Ryan Parker for joining me. I'm Shane Parker. You've been listening to Bronx Football right here on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM. Have a great night.